It's time for the KQEG-TV High School Game of the Week. Now, from Carson Park in Eau Claire, the Central Red Raiders and the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's. The KQEG-TV High School Game of the Week is made possible by our sponsors, like Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is their business on Southwest 2nd Avenue in Onalaska. Schumacher Kish Cremation and Funeral Services in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. Boyer's Furniture, quality furniture at affordable prices on South Avenue, La Crosse. The University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. Surround yourself with distinction. Surround yourself with UWL. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist on La Crosse's north side. Citizen State Bank, a banking experience like no other, with locations in La Crosse and Onalaska. And the Arterial Bar and Grill, a tradition in La Crosse. Why not make it yours? Now let's go down to the field at Carson Park in Eau Claire and KQEG's Nick Ragnar and Terry Erickson.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's KQEG's Game of the Week. Central Red Raiders taking on the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's. My name is Nick Ragnar, joined this week with Terry Erickson. Terry, it's been a long time, but boy, do we have a great matchup here on Thursday night.
I know a lot of people circle dates of key non-conference games early in the season throughout the state. This absolutely has been circled by many people, either here live or watching it on our broadcast.
Definitely both teams coming off a W in week one of football action here, high school football action. Central getting a win over Eau Claire North, Eau Claire Memorial getting a win over Logan after a hot start from the Rangers. Terry, you were able to see both games last week. Give me your thoughts here before we hit kickoff.
Well, first of all, Central just dominated from the opening kickoff. It was a running clock in the second half. It was no contest. They came out ready to play. Tony Service had them ready, and they exploded from the very first kickoff and never looked back. I saw Logan, our grandson's starting quarterback for the Rangers. Our other grandson is a wide receiver. Saw that game against Eau Claire Memorial. Eau Claire Memorial hit some speed bumps early. Their coach, Mike Sins, said, "We weren't ready, Terry. We're lucky we won." Second half, completely different. So I watched both teams. I'm not shooting from the hip. I was able to watch them. Both teams picked in the top tier of their respective conferences. Big Rivers Conference for the Old Abe's, Red Raiders in the Mississippi Valley. Both well coached, both full of star power. It could be 48-43. The point is, stay on this broadcast because you are likely to see a completely different game than what we saw on Saturday with Aquinas and Prairie du Chien, where it was a defensive struggle. This is going to be quite an offensive showing.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we got still about a minute until we hit the national anthem, but as Terry had mentioned, this is going to be a huge game, not only for both Central and Eau Claire Memorial respectively, but really for high school football throughout the state of Wisconsin. Terry, real quick, can you give me a couple of keys for the game as Eau Claire Memorial here trots on the field?
First of all, it's a nightmare for the defensive coordinators. I know both defensive coordinators, and they have scripted, they have prepared, they're game planned, but can the players execute? Big difference between game planning, going through things, and execution. Number two, Eau Claire Memorial, and talking to Mike Hins today, he said to me, we need to slow down the incredible offense of the Central Red Raiders. That will be. And number three, Eau Claire Memorial, I mentioned this earlier, needs to be ready from the very start, or Mike said to me, Mike Sins, the game could be over with by halftime. Will that occur? I don't think so.
We got a lot more to talk about, and we got some great football action coming to you. National anthem about to be underway. We're going to take a break. This is KQEG's Game of the Week.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, La Crosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity heating and cooling system.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star maintenance program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
You know Boyer's Furniture. We've been in business over 100 years selling quality furniture at budget prices. But who's choosing the furniture we're selling?
We picked out sofas, and more sofas. We picked out love seats, and more love seats.
We picked out recliners,
and more recliners.
Dining room furniture,
bedroom furniture.
With buyers like these and USA brands like Ashley, Marshfield, and Best, you can't do better than Boyer Furniture.
Join the party at the Arterial Barn Grill. Stop in and meet the new owners. This is still the place where people come for a delicious meal and reconnect with friends. Specials? You bet. Friday it's fish, Saturday slow roasted prime rib, Taco Tuesday tacos for $2. Wednesdays get a basket of wings for $2.50. Choose from 13 different sauces. Great appetizers too. Now serving breakfast Friday through Monday from 8 to 2. The Arterial, a lacrosse tradition. Why not make it yours?
Welcome back to KQEG's Game of the Week. You can tell, look at that, Central Red Raiders getting warmed up here. They're excited to play this game, and we're excited to bring this action to you as we talked about in our pregame show. This is going to be a good one, Terry. We're real excited for it. I'm really interested to see how Central's defense does. Here's a little tidbit. I did actually some research. I know you're kind of surprised by that, Terry, but Central gave up 21 points to Eau Claire North last week. That's the most that team has scored since October 7th, 2016. It's not going to be as easy going against Memorial tonight, especially with that all-star running back.
Well, I tell you, the second half, basically, Tony Service emptied the bench. So the depth chart was completely vacant. And they scored those points because the North Huskies kept their starters in the game. But that's their 35th straight loss. We'll be back here tomorrow night. We'll talk about that later. Completely different game, you're right, because of two players that people came to watch. Loyal Crawford, who is going to Wisconsin, and returning quarterback Bryson Johnson. We'll talk about his stats, but there is an excellent player, and our viewers will find that out.
Well, we got a couple of Badger recruits here in tonight's contest. As you can see, the Central Red Raiders will be kicking off first, and Memorial will be receiving the kickoff here. And going to the very back to return that kickoff is Loyal Crawford, that Badger recruit that Terry alluded to. Only a junior this year, but boy, does this kid have some pop. He can make some guys miss. He can run some guys over. There's a reason why the Wisconsin Badgers recruited him and want him in the next couple of years.
I doubt Mason Herlitsky, the kicker, number 10, at least he was last week, and he is again, will kick to Crawford. The other returners, Calvin Tanner. Both teams worked a lot on their special units during the contact days this summer. I know Tony Service said we need to improve our special teams, and it looked like it last week.
And here's your kickoff. The KQEG Game of the Week is underway, and as you mentioned, there you go, Terry, a little bit of a squib there. Nice little wrap-up tackle there to start things off. These two teams met last year, Central getting the upper hand in a pretty big contest, 44-12 last year, Central getting that win and hoping for good fortunes again this year. But as you'd mentioned, Terry, the Eau Claire Memorial set to have a pretty good season this year, finished 2-5 in conference last year, 4-6 overall for Memorial. Obviously looking to change their ways here in 2019.
When you look at the matchups in the last 8 years, though, Memorial has won 6 out of the last 8.
Memorial setting up now. You can see Crawford now in the backfield, returning quarterback as well. And there's that first handoff, and here goes Crawford up the right side. And he's going to be doing that a lot this game, improving that yards per carry average, over 10 last week against Logan.
Caden Hansen making the tackle, one of the star defensive players, the senior returning in a no-huddle by the Old Abes. Talk about their offensive line, which is a key to this game too, with Crawford and with Johnson as the quarterback.
I mean, look at some of those guys in the line, Terry. You can see them here on our broadcast. They're big, burly kids that can probably open up some running lanes for Crawford. You can't, he's a special guy. And he makes guys miss, but you got to give some credit to that line as well.
Tackle by Andrew Winkers, number 52. Yeah, that offensive line, which includes Nick Oberding, Kyle Schultz, along with Cade Javikowski and Jake Jackson Reinke are set to do the job in the trenches.
Crawford, if you didn't catch the statistics of last week's game against Logan, 4 touchdowns. Those were made on 4 straight possessions, by the way. 136 yards on that one. Ooh, nice bat down there by the Central Red Raiders.
Yeah, last year, Crawford, 1,378 yards, 8 TDs. We talked about one of the keys to the game defensively with the Red Raiders, but that defensive line will be a key. Theo Walls, Malachi Potts, Caden Hansen, Tristan Johnson. Both Johnson and Caden Hansen returning starters for the defensive unit. And that, of course, coached by Ryan Bott.
Wilcox. We got here. Timeout there. Gunnar Wilcox was on that bat down, actually, and now he's split out wide to play DB. He had a forced fumble in last week's contest.
Gunnar Wilcox as a linebacker, along with Andrew Teff, who was on our show, Seven Rivers Sports, returning starter. Andrew Winkers, and on the backside, Drew Johnson, Mason Herlitsky, Max Pop. We'll see Cole Lapp. We'll see Quinn Service, Destin Woolley, and Max Pop.
Getting reset up now. A little offense going backwards a little bit here, and that's good news for the Red Raiders. I know we got the scoreboard up there, but just in case you're wondering at home, 10:57. This game just started if you're just tuning in. And here goes Crawford again. I mean, just the way that he handles himself in running lanes. I mean, he looks so slippery, but at the same time has some of that power.
Max Pop coming up to make the hit. Yeah, when you look at running backs, the quality of running backs, he's got them all. Elusiveness. He can get to the second level. He can use his straight arm. He's evasive. He yards after contact, a big thing they talk about in the collegiate game and in the NFL. Yards after contact, I think, one of his specialties.
Here we go now. Dropping back to pass. Ooh, nice evasive move. Up for grabs and just overthrows his man there. We've got fourth down.
Well, and he actually beat Max Pop, which is not easy to do. Max was on our show recently along with Coach Bott, who's recovering from cancer, and a lot of our viewers know Bott Strong was the slogan during his illness, and he wasn't around for all of training camp, but he is the defensive coordinator, and pressure on him in this game.
Now, Terry, Pop was all over the field last week. He had 7 tackles. Did you mention the starters got pulled a little earlier as well? Oh, here we go. Central already setting up. Davis looking for a fade there to Thompson, and he, just doesn't come. Oh, but wait, we got a flag last minute here.
Yeah,
a little bit of extra contact there, maybe.
I think there was a little uncertainty in that flag. It's on Ethan Van Grunsven, the senior, who played excellent last week against the Rangers on offense, too. But that's what we're going to have, too. The crew, by the way, Mike Dwyer is the white hat. I worked a lot of college games with him over the years in basketball. His crew out of the Mondovi area working this non-conference game.
The clock is working, but none of the other numbers are consistently working. We apologize for that. Just want to make you aware we are aware of it.
There we go. Central getting another first down here after that penalty, and they'll set back up. Peter Fleming looked fantastic in last week's opener. Their whole rushing attack looked great. Here's another fade route. Oh, over the top! And that's Thompson. He's going to score for 6. Wow. Boy. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
Just a straight fly pattern, a little bit of a fade to it, as you said. And he actually, with his speed, left Ethan Van Grunsven, who's a returning starter and an excellent athlete, 3-sport athlete. He just exploded right past him.
Terry, Terrence Thompson is 6'8" on his chart. 6'8", 240 pounds, and he runs that quick. How do you guard that kid?
They list him as a tight end, but he's got wide out speed, and he's going to be a nightmare when they get into conference play.
Well, here we go, setting up for the 2-point conversion. I don't honestly know if they have a kicker right now. When I heard, their kicker's injured, but here goes Davis into the end zone. You'll see a lot of that tonight as well. 2-point conversion, good for the Red Raiders.
A great block right at the point of attack, too, by number 62, Austin Beitlich. And the Central runs at what's called a swinging gate. And they'll put people on the wing, out on the edge, and then depending on how the defense adjusts, will determine the play.
We got to take another quick break here. Your score, Central 8, Memorial nothing. You're watching the KQEG Game of the Week.
I often hear from people that a bank is just a bank. Well, I encourage you to talk to our customers, our employees, or check in the reviews to find out why you can't live without Citizen State Bank. I also encourage you to stop in one of our offices, since the difference will be felt within seconds, and is why we are known to have one of the best cultures in the industry. So what are you waiting for? Why don't you stop in and check out what all the buzz is about? I guarantee you won't be disappointed.
Mix 96 and 107.3 La Crosse. This is Chelsea Lynn.
Hello.
I'm Reed Magnum. We do the morning show. We're hanging out in the studio. And Chelsea, so you were a student at UW La Crosse.
Yes, lax.
And 96.1 FM.
Low fuzzy.
Good, not great.
No.
So here's how we fix the problem. We're now on 107.3 FM. We've got a tower just across the river, and it goes right down into La Crosse. So no more bluff issues.
No more fuzz.
We love the bluffs, but now you can listen to us on 107.3 FM.
Raiders really doing everything they possibly can to keep the ball out of Crawford's hands. And their defense not getting too much of a rest as Johnny Davis, along with his wide out, tight end, whatever you want to call him, behemoth, Terrence Thompson, able to hook up for a big play there to put 6 on the board for Central.
Big number 44, Carson Sukup on that return, and it's short kick, and one of my favorite players who will be all conference again this year making the tackle, and of course that's Andrew Teff, number 12.
Right back to Crawford, and check it out. I mean, so shifty, making it look good there for a small game, but a great tackle there by the Red Raiders.
And a great block by Nick Oberding, the left guard, along with the left tackle. Reinke making 2 good blocks and getting good yardage on first down.
I wanted to ask you this on the last possession, Terry, but Pop really was all over the field last week. We've already seen him make a couple of key plays here. What is it about Max Pop and just really being wherever the ball is at all times on defense?
His reads and his instincts and his athleticism. I mean, those are 3 characteristics that he excels at. Got an offside, 2 pre-snap penalties early in this game, and that this pre-snap penalty is on the Red Raiders lining up in the neutral zone. Nothing frustrates coaches more at every level than pre-snap penalties. Moving on offense or lining up and crossing the neutral zone on defense. Just a failure to concentrate.
I mean, part of that might be this Memorial offense. They got guys kind of coming back through in motion, that shotgun formation, Terry. Maybe that's a little hard to adjust to, or what are your thoughts on that?
Watching the ball. That's all it is, as simple as that. And but that mistake has made it all levels. The option now.
Oh, yeah, a little nice 3-player option there, tackle to the outside.
I know the triple option is part of their game plan. Tackle by number 13, Quinn Service, the 6'1 sophomore, son of Tony Service. Starting in the backfield, getting some playing time. Talked about him early on.
Coach Service doing a great job with this program over the past few years. Last year, 8-3, 5-2 in conference. Losing in level 2, but you have to imagine with the Davis brothers, as well as just their team and how they play. Nice little power run there by Crawford. They're hoping to get a little further than level 2 this year.
Well, they certainly are, but the Davis brothers, but there's a lot of good complementary players too. We sometimes forget about that. You talked about Peter Fleming. He's a key player, no question about it, but there's a lot of good players on defense, and that offensive line was a bright spot last week in that big win over North.
Memorial setting up now on second down, 8:40 to go here in the first quarter. A little quick slant there. Great execution by Memorial.
Slant pass to number 81, perfectly timed too, using Duncan McKinley's size at 6'3", 200, making that catch.
Memorial now knocking on the door. Don't forget that last possession. They had a touchdown, just overthrown a little bit here. Another coming back for more. Crawford, what a cut. Breaking tackles left and right. Only gets a couple for his effort, though. Great team defense there by the Red Raiders.
Making him go east and west. Tackle by Drew Johnson, who didn't play last year. He excels in skiing, excels in baseball, the 5'11 junior. I know his mom and dad real well, and Drew Johnson is a big bonus. He didn't play last year, by the way. Neither did Terrence Thompson. Just I think adjustment with a. Oh, we got a equipment adjustment. Says Mike Dwyer, the white hat. So we're ready to play as soon as that equipment is adjusted. The Old Abe's right into the red zone here on second down.
Here we go now, right to Crawford. Oh, man, they get in there early, but he's able again to break a couple of tackles, and able to stop him again. The Red Raiders really swarming Crawford every time he gets that ball.
Why, now, if we replay that, we would see some incredible offensive balance skills, drive and determination. Tristan Johnson at 6'2", senior, had him right at the line of scrimmage. He ran through that tackle and got another 8 yards.
Did a lot of that last week against Logan. And here we go. Setting up for the first down. They've got a few to put it in the end zone, and we'll see what they can do. You have to think they're right to Crawford, going straight up the middle. Only gets a couple there, and the Red Raiders defense still bending a little bit, but not breaking just yet.
Linebacker junior Gunnar Wilcox making the tackle. That time the blocking broke down on that right side. Let's see what happens here on second down. Again in the red zone. I know what I'd be calling here, and it would be give it to their featured back, Crawford, and let him score.
Running that shotgun offense. Ooh, look at that. Nice little cut, but he fumbles and is able to pick it back up. Bryson Johnson there almost coughed one up and gave it back to the Red Raiders.
Yeah, and right there to smother him down is Malachi Potts, 5'9", 240. He's not easy to block. The pistol formation, saw that a lot in the second half against the Rangers. First half, the Rangers last week, Nick, dominated. I mean, they got off to a 14-point lead in the second half after a come-to-Jesus meeting speech. In the second half, it was all Old Apes.
Johnson going under center. That's the first time we've seen him do it tonight, and Crawford cannot get to the end zone again. Great defense there by the Red Raiders.
It's called gap discipline, basically, and Malachi Potts talked about it this week, how he needs to focus on his gap. Did it again, had 2 tackles in a row. Fourth down, what are you going to call? If there's a little uncertainty, you're going to call a timeout is what I would call.
I don't know on this one. I would think you'd maybe want to try one of those RPOs out, give your quarterback some options here, your senior some options, because they've been swarming Crawford at the line.
You got trips to the left, see if they go that way, and they do.
They do go that way. Looks like a little bit of an option, and Johnson's going to get in the end zone there for 6.
Nick, that's all about reads. Do you see that door open? If the defensive end comes out on you right away, you pitch it. If not, if he's soft, if he stays parallel, then you cut in, and that's just what he did.
And that's something that makes a good quarterback great. As you had mentioned earlier during our pre-show, Bryson Johnson, a senior on this team, a key piece of their formula. And we've got an injured Red Raider coming over here, Terry. I can't see the number on that one. Maybe you can see that.
Bryson Johnson had 2,000 yards last year, so he's the player as a senior. He's the captain. He's the leader. He's the catalyst. Loyal Crawford, only a junior, by the way, committed to the Badgers, and of course he could change his mind yet. And the kicker is
non-existent.
They're non-existent. Yeah, they're going for 2.
A little bit of a play action here. Oh, nice find there in the end zone. Johnson finding number 81 there. That's Duncan McKinley.
Yeah, Duncan McKinley is a walk-on for the Badgers, by the way, as a kicker. As a long snapper. And they do have a kicker. That's why I thought they were going to kick, and they didn't.
Let's take this moment to recognize one of our awesome sponsors making tonight possible. Schumacher Kish Funeral Homes. Been serving the La Crosse area for over 50 years. Traditional services or prearranged funeral plans. It's comforting to know they'll be there when you need them. It's Schumacher Kish in La Crosse, the Crescent, and in Onalaska. Terry, I think on that touchdown scoring play by Eau Claire Memorial, we saw number 18, Cody Protaski, come off. Looked like he was hobbling a little bit over there to the bench. I'll have to get checked on him. I had an eye exam this morning. I can't see super far away, so I'm kind of hoping that I got the number correct, but it looked like 18.
Well, 2 Protaskis, Mark's son and Andy's son. Andy, of course, played for the Eagles under Roger Herring, won a national championship. The other Protaski Cody is Mark's son, both sophomores. Porter is 6'3", and Cody is 5'10". I want to welcome all of our viewers, by the way. I posted it on Facebook that we're going to be broadcasting
Well, you've got
this game.
You've got thousands of friends on Facebook.
Well, they're acquaintances. I don't know. That's a kind of a people say friends on Facebook. We want to especially welcome last week's fan of the game, Paul Munson, along with our runner-up, Jeff Keller. Paul Munson.
Wow. Good hands there. Oh, and he ran a couple of guys over. Look at this. Number 64, I think that is.
Built like Warren Sapp. You remember that name? 64 is right on the return.
It's like Caden Hansen. Wow, looking like maybe they should be lining him up near the end zone there to bring some, catch him on a regular basis. Good job by him.
I was telling you, I got a note from Paul Munson last week that he enjoyed our broadcast. His son-in-law is Coach Service, and Jeff Keller watches all of our broadcasts from La Crosse. Just before your time, a great basketball player for the Red Raiders.
Here comes the Red Raiders now. We got an 8-8 game right now. 5:49 to go in the first. Oh, Johnny just looking so comfortable back there, but almost throws a pick there looking for his man Thompson. Just a little bit of miscommunication there.
Well, he overthrew him, but great defense by Ethan Van Grunsven was the closest to the ball. Could have been a pick by Ethan. Talked to his dad a little bit before the game. Former coach at Memorial boys basketball, now coaches a little north of there, I believe Barron up in that area.
Looking to the sideline now to get the call. 2nd down and 10 for the Red Raiders.
Trips to the left, as you can see.
We got Thompson split out right. Oh, there's a little bit of a screen pass there. Not going anywhere is Drew Johnson there.
Drew Johnson trying to use his speed in space. A bubble screen is what they set up, and what a great tackle and a read by Alex Krajewski.
We got 3rd down now, and what is that? 11, 3rd and 11 now.
Not very often are the Red Raiders behind the chains. See what they call here and what kind of reads Johnny Davis has. Oh, we got movement, I believe, by the left tackle. I think that's what the call is.
Yep, it is. Yep, we're going to go back 5 yards now.
I think Austin Beitlich at 6'4" junior moved a little bit, pointing and drew him offside, or maybe it was, Austin Beitlich.
Now we got 3rd and 16. Let's see what Central has drawn up. They're no stranger to big plays, though, so don't put it past them to get a first here, if not more. Fleming in the back field. Davis in motion. Here Johnny now looking for somebody. Might have to scramble here. He's not going to get much. Great defense there by Memorial.
Great read. Staying home, reading your keys, staying in your lanes, all those kind of things you teach. Run out of bounds by Nolan Miller, number 19, a linebacker.
Johnny staying in now will be your punter for tonight.
Johnny Davis has the option to run, not in this field position, I don't believe, but he is certainly one of the better punters in the Cooley region.
Will Hesse back to return this punt. Yep, and they're going to send that one.
As you can tell, playing time good.
And here he comes, making a guy miss. Well, that's Calvin Tanner by Pardon.
Calvin Tanner, one of the deep return players, brought down by number 57, Theo Walls, the junior. I'd like to try to get as many names as we can during these broadcasts because I know a lot of people that can't travel watch our broadcast.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you're back in La Crosse, maybe you're sitting at home in Clare, maybe you're like in Italy, I don't know, tuning in to watch this contest. Thank you so much for joining us here on KQEG TV's YouTube channel.
I know some friends that are in Arizona that watch all of our games.
Is that right? I wish I could be in Arizona watching our games.
Not now, but in the winter you would.
Oh, look at that, bringing them down, but we had a little bit of a flag there.
Boy, Malachi Potts just on a bull rush outpowered the blocker, and we got a hold on the Old Abe, so that may just be declined.
Yep, they're declining that one. Still 4:41 to go here in this first quarter. This game a little slow moving.
Talking to Malachi Potts and Andrew Tepp, number 12. Andrew Tepp has been looked at by the Badgers and invited to possibly try out as a long snapper.
Is it really?
Jesse and I had him on Seven Rivers Sports. Remember, he talked about that. Jesse, our producer, we have the A-team here tonight.
Oh, wait, we got a little bit of a fumble there in the background and looking for something there. An errant snap and in favor of the Red Raiders. Old Abe's, though, able to get a couple of yards back there, but it's going to be 3rd and very long here.
Jackson Wilmette put the stamp on the play, and Bryson Johnson trying to be a little improvisation, using his improvisation skills on a bad snap, and didn't go anywhere.
Both these defenses coming out here tonight really looking like they came to play, just all over the ball, swarming the ball carriers, playing some great defense. And we'll see what the Old Habes have drawn up here, just giving it to Crawford, see what he can do. Breaks that arm tackle, getting close to that first down, and he's got it. Ooh, making a couple of guys miss. And out of bounds he goes, and that's going to be unnecessary roughness right there.
I question that. I think that was, I'm not, I think that's in the NFL and in college, that would have been a play reviewed and the flag would have been picked up. I really think so. I think the official overreacted. Basically, I mean, he's like a yard out of bounds. Not a good call. Am I being critical? No, I'm being honest. That was not a good call.
I think it's hard for the players and their instincts when you see a guy like Crawford just moving up and down, left and right. I mean, you got to do everything you can to take him down, and if he's near the end or the sidelines there, you gotta try to tackle him.
A guy's tiptoeing on the sidelines, he's about to go out. What do you do? Just back up? Come on now.
Regardless, it's 15 yards here tonight, and Eau Claire Memorial is once again having a great drive here, coming down the field in just a minute. 3:40 to go in the first quarter. 8-8 your score, as you can see on the KQEG TV broadcast on YouTube. And we're setting up for another play here. No Crawford in this time. We'll see what the Old Abes have drawn up. Ooh, a little play action. Nice slant. They like that play quite a bit to 81. Duncan McKinley, once again, a big body there.
Right in front of number 13, Quinn Service. Of course, the idea and the concept of a play action is to hold the linebackers and make them play honest on the run, and then try to get one-on-one coverage with your wideouts. And that worked again. 2 plays, 2 look-ins, quick look-ins in the middle, slants, and 2 for 2.
Old Abes on the 10-yard line. Once again, having a great drive thus far after what seemed like third and insurmountable. Crawford there not able to make much out of anything.
Again, gap integrity and not allowing him to get to the second level. Hunter Hess right there, number 24. But that's the idea and the concept of gap integrity. You let Loyal Crawford, you let Peter Fleming, you let any of the good running backs that we'll see in the MVC get to the second level, you're in trouble. Now, Loyal Crawford got to the third level against the Rangers, and they couldn't match up with the size.
Johnson now looking to his left, a little bit of a nice back shoulder throw. Couldn't find his man. That's number 9, Tanner.
Yeah, and he actually ran off the defensive back, created a little bit of a cushion. That defensive back, Devin Bocook, I'm sorry, and as a result was open too.
Looking to the sideline now for their 3rd and 11 draw. Let's see what they've got cooking. Crawford in the backfield. 3 split out left. We've got Tanner on the right. And they're going to give it to Crawford and see what he can do. And again, Central holding strong on 3rd down.
A good, solid tackle, wrapping up, like they talk about in camps and in practice. Wrapping up. And that's exactly what Austin Beitlich did at 6'4".
We'll see what Memorial does now. They haven't brought up the kicker yet. And it looks like they're going to keep their offense on for 4th down here. And it looks like we might get a timeout.
Caden Hansen, too, on that last tackle, number 64.
And I think with that, we will take another opportunity to thank one of our awesome sponsors, Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist. If your heating or air conditioning unit needs replacement, call Carey Heating and Air Conditioning for a free estimate today. Carey is your award-winning American Standard customer care dealer in La Crosse. 8-8 your score here.
We'll be right back here in this booth in 24 hours, and I'm looking forward to that. Both the Logan Rangers and the Eau Claire North coming in at 0-1. Pretty good matchup. I'll talk about that tomorrow, but Logan has had their way with them the last few years, and I think North will rebound from that loss last week to Central, and I think it's going to be a good game right here tomorrow night. So stay tuned and watch our broadcast from Carson Park on Friday evening.
Don't forget next week, West Salem at Holman and Fenimore at Aquinas. So we've got a lot of action for you all season long.
I think we have like 25 games before the postseason.
They've decided to bring out the kicker for his first action of the night, Tyler Kent.
I knew they had a kicker. That's why I thought they were going to go for it. And
he's got it.
He got it. Yeah, he did.
That.
Tyler Kent, the kicker. Snapper, Duncan McKinney. And, of course, the holder, the quarterback, Bryson Johnson.
You were a holder in high school, weren't you?
Of course I was. I even got in once in a while.
Yeah, I couldn't even get into hold. They didn't trust me to do that when I was playing for the Rangers, but that's okay. We won games anyways.
We had a team kind of like I said last week, similar to Eau Claire North, our Logan team. We didn't lose 35 in a row like they have done coming into tomorrow night's game. But we were in the big rivers at that time, and we played Wausau and Eau Claire and so on, and they were much bigger and better than us, and it was a challenge throughout my playing career.
Won your first game after you graduated, correct? Is that kind of how it worked out?
Yeah,
no, maybe.
Our coach said to him one time during school, he said, "We're not going to practice here. We're going to go on a field trip." Like, you are? Where are you going to? I'm going to take you someplace you haven't gone for the entire season. This was towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
We're going to go on a field trip somewhere you've never been the entire year. Where's that? We're going to the end zone.
At least you guys had a sense of humor with it. That's okay.
Yeah, of course. And we did go to the end zone just to see what it was like there. We're talking about their end zone.
Okay, yep. Sure. Eau Claire Memorial now set to kick off. They're up 11-8 right now, 2:14 to go in your first quarter. Let's see if the Red Raiders can respond after a stalled drive last time out. And here comes Peter Fleming.
Peter Fleming, I like what he can do in space. But if you were going to write and you were going to clip something out of a game, in your special units, how to play with your shoulders square and drive a guy east and west and not let him turn the corner, you'd pick out the linebacker, Mitch Voller, the 6'3 senior, and say, this is how you do it.
Central setting up now. We've got trips to their left. Looks like Johnny's brother Jordan split out to the right.
Boy, he had a great game last week, too. He was one of our players of the game.
Fleming in the backfield with Davis. Let's see what they've got going on here. He's looking for his brother. Finds him there for a first down.
One thing I like about Johnny Davis is he reads his progressions really well. And, of course, good coaches give you that particular option. You don't just focus on one receiver. You have panoramic vision, and you need to look at your hot receiver, your check down receivers, secondary receivers. You need to have good peripheral vision, and he certainly does that.
You saw a little bit about there on that last play, looking at his brother, but still keeping the guys on the left side of the field in the back of his mind. Here's a little handoff. Fleming up the middle. I like how Fleming plays. He's kind of that new modern style running back that we see so much on the national scene in college nowadays.
Well, he averaged 5 points or 5 yards a carry last year. I liked he's good at ball security. If we replayed that, we would see how he grabs both sides of the ball and makes sure that he doesn't lose control.
Going right back to him, right up the middle, Fleming does. And at 5'8", he really packs a punch.
He does, and he got hit hard by number 30, Easton Tock. 5'9" junior starting linebacker, but notice how he kept both arms wrapped around the ball. 2 carries in a row for Peter Fleming.
1:25 to go here in the first quarter. Second down for your Central Red Raiders. And looking to Jordan Davis now. Quick little hitch. Oh, stiff arm. And able to get the first down is Jordan Davis.
Play action pass, and he froze the defense a little bit. Calvin Tanner on the tackle, two-way starter, senior.
Terrence Thompson at the bottom of your screen. You have to wonder if you're the Red Raiders, you'd maybe be sending this guy on fly routes literally every play. Here comes Davis dropping back, looking for his brother again here on a little bit of a, and almost comes down with it, but broken up. Great defense there.
You know, defense is all about timing. Defense is all about jumping at the right time. And Johnny Davis tested Calvin Tanner again at 5'10", undersized when you match him up with Jordan Davis, but he knocked it down and played textbook defense. Kevin Colburn, the offensive coordinator for the Red Raiders, does a great job of scripting plays.
Oh. Looked like Jordan Davis there jumping offside.
He did. He anticipated the snap count. A garden variety penalty, which is what we say in the world of officiating. Garden variety meaning pretty easy to call. not much discretion.
Well, now we got a 2nd and 15 here. See what the Red Raiders can do on this second down. Less than a minute to go here in the first quarter. Once again, looking to his brother. He had a little bit of space, but and we got a flag now.
Oh, wow. If that was on the defensive back guarding Davis, whoa. Not certain. It looks like it's on the Old Abe's, but yeah, it is. That was close.
They're going to call that pass interference there.
The Old Abe coaching staff and fans reacted to that in a pretty obvious way. That was very questionable. Fortunately, it goes to the Red Raider advantage, but boy, you call that at the college or in the NFL level, you don't stay very long. You got to allow a little bit of that.
Well, now it's a fresh first down, fresh set of downs for the Red Raiders as they set back up here. Inching their way closer and closer to trying to score some more points. 40 seconds to go here as Johnny Davis in that shotgun with Fleming. Another play action. Oh, wow. Somehow Jordan Davis able to pull that one in. He was definitely not ready for that ball.
Well, his athleticism was thrown behind him. Play action again. Again, trying to get Jordan Davis on an island, and he's, unbelievable on an island, of course, as we know, with his athleticism, and caught it with one hand.
Johnny's been focusing on that side of the field pretty much this entire drive thus far. He's got some great players on the left side, though. We'll see if he looks their way here in the closing seconds. Just 5 seconds left in the first, and they're going to snap the ball. Looking a couple of different ways. Finds his brother. Ooh, nice little sidearm flick there to Jordan Davis for the first down.
A tight window and great timing and great route. What do you want as a receiver, Calvin Tanner on the tackle? You want, as we end the first quarter, you want good route running skills and knowing where that first down marker is, and he did.
That'll be the end of the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break. It's KQEG's Game of the Week Central 8, Eau Claire Memorial 11. We'll be right back.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, La Crosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity Heating and Cooling System.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star Maintenance Program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
No matter.
There's no place like La Crosse, Wisconsin, with the river and the bluffs.
Academic success, athletic success. All of our programs are doing really well right now.
Coming out here and playing my first conference game,
I had a bunch of goosebumps, I had chills, I was excited, I was nervous. You know, I felt every emotion that, you know, you can feel.
College, when you think of what that experience is and the growth as a person and as a student and as an athlete, there's no place like UW-La Crosse.
And welcome back to the KQEG TV Game of the Week. Nick Ragnar in the booth with you, joined by Terry Erickson. Jesse Von Ruden, our dude's running the laptop here, running the stream. Mad props, and Luke, the best cameraman in the entire universe for high school football. I'll stand by that. He's pretty good. He's pretty good at his job.
Well, I hope Rick listened to that because he deserves a raise.
Oh, here we go. Setting up now. Oh, the rush getting in, but Davis so elusive, trying to break tackles. Check out this kid to the left, stiff arm. How did he gain any yards off of that? You thought he was sacked in the backfield like 6 times.
Well, there's a little bit of improvisation, elusiveness, evasiveness, instinct, getting to the second level. Running through people using a straight arm. Peter Voigt coming up from the cornerback spot at 5'11", senior. Couldn't get him down, and he gets some sizable yardage, and 2nd and 2.
Got quite a few people tuning in on the YouTube stream. We thank you for watching. Maybe you're watching our rebroadcast. We thank you as well. Maybe you're watching this well after the fact, 10 years from now, and we're all gray and old. I don't know. We thank you as well for tuning in, and there's a nice little hitch pass to Jordan Davis, and I'm pretty sure he got in there for the touchdown. We'll wait on the ref's call.
Wow, no.
Really?
He's about a yard short. But
thought the ball across the plane there. But
a great curl or hitch, as you said, and perfect timing. Of course, that pattern needs to be executed to precision, and it was. Got a lot of options now on 1st down and a half a yard.
So as those trips out right, going up the middle with Peter Fleming, and we'll see what the call is here. Looks like he's still just short.
Boy, right at the stripe, too. Like 6 inches. I'd give it to Peter Fleming again.
It'll be 2nd down now for the Red Raiders.
See what Kevin Colburn, the offensive coordinator, decides to call. Do you risk putting it in the air, or do you give it to Peter Fleming, or let Davis run it in? You let Davis run it in.
Davis scores the touchdown there.
A little RPO and fakes to Fleming, and great call. But wait a minute, a tremendous blocking on the right side. Julian Goldstein, Andrew Winker's part of that combination. Johnson, Giese, and Beitlich part of that offensive line.
Now, for the most part, that offensive line has been playing absolutely fantastic tonight, giving Davis some time in the pocket. I mean, he looks so comfortable back there when he's looking towards his brother and one of the other fantastic Red Raider receivers, and just put 6 more up on the board.
Andrew Tepp, the snapper, and behind him, number 21, Russell Heisey.
Check out this formation. Davis is just going to try to scramble to the right side with his speed, and he pretty much walks in the end zone there.
Not much creativity there, just a simple, like, crafty run. You just read yourself, Jordan, go to the weak side, away from the personnel, and do it yourself, and that's all you call.
Central going up 16-11 now. 11 minutes to go here in the first quarter. What do you think, Jesse? How about we thank our friends at Citizens State Bank? Is it time to dump your bank? Make the switch to Citizens State Bank and discover why they are considered one of the top banks in the nation and have one of the best cultures in the industry. Citizens State Bank, an experience like no other locations in Onalaska and in La Crosse. They got some great people that work over there, Terry.
I know a lot of them, and by the way, I said this last week, I switched my account to Citizens.
Oh, so you're a believer.
Bank.
You're a believer.
And
okay.
I know almost everybody there. In fact, Dennis Vogel, who coaches at the club, volunteer coaches, is the CEO, is a really good friend of mine, used to be the president of TriQuest, and I've been on that board for many years. But you have to wear 2 hats if you work for Dennis. One, you have to wear several hats, but 2 primary hats. One will be a teller, and 2 is a barista.
A barista?
Yeah.
Because, he likes his coffee.
Well, because there's free coffee
That's
there.
right. Yeah.
So you got to be able to serve coffee, and, of course, you got to drop your attitude when you walk in the door, because you have to have a smile on your face whether you want to or not.
They just have a different type of culture there. I've been there a few times myself, mostly just to get the free coffee, but they have some great people that do great things there, great things in the community, and we're happy to have them.
Well, open up an account, will you, instead of stealing their coffee?
There's the kick now, and actually unloading a little bit here. And Tanner now making a nice cut, and he might be gone unless they can make a last-second tackle. They do. Maybe he's still up. Oh, my goodness. Tanner could go all the way. It's a touchdown. How did he stay up?
Well, and absolutely Kelvin Tanner showed his elusiveness and his effort. Now, that's effort. That is spirit of a warrior. That is just determination. That's like not letting anybody knock you down. If we replayed that, I counted 5 white jerseys that he ran through.
As a terrible broadcaster, I looked back down at my notes when I thought he was down like 16 times. I thought he was taken down. I started looking down to get some players' names here, maybe look up some stats. Look back up. He's running down the field. Unbelievable.
You were ready to say
Wow.
tackle by,
I know.
and weren't you? And he's like Houdini. He escaped.
It's crazy. I lost him inside the swarm of players of purple and white, and somehow he comes up with a touchdown there.
I've seen Houdini out in Las Vegas. I didn't think he had any relatives in Eau Claire, but he must have.
The old Abe's answering right back. Still got 11 minutes to go. We're a minute into the second quarter, and we got a 17-16 ball game. Let's see if they can put 2 more on the board. To the outside, is that Crawford? It is.
And it's called a foot race. Run to the pylon as fast as you can go. And he did.
You guys, we told you you'd be in for a treat tonight. 19-16. We just started the second quarter. Already some big plays from both teams. Great defensive play, though. Don't let the score fool you. These teams have been really playing some great defense as well, Terry.
Well, we first of all, I said early on that if you missed it, that people circled this game as a non-conference kind of a zoning in on a defining game in the Cooley region. And number one. And number two, the energy is just unbelievable, and we need to maintain the same level of energy ourselves in the broadcast booth to keep up with the energy on the field.
Hey, man, I had like 8 cups of coffee before tonight's game. I'm good to go. With that score, 19-16 Memorial up. We're going to take another quick break. Hear from our friends at UWL. You're watching the KQEG TV Game of the Week.
From the bluffs to the river, surround yourself with
knowledge,
competition, the arts,
friendships.
Surround yourself with distinction.
Surround yourself with UW Lacrosse.
Welcome back to the KQEG TV Game of the Week. Nick Ragnar with Terry Erickson here at Eau Claire.
Some of the coaches from Central and the broadcasters, the tapers next. Nami George, one of them next to us. One of my favorite people and a regular guest on Seven Rivers Sports. And the kick goes into the end zone.
Really just a great coaching staff here for Central. It's crazy. I remember when I was working at WKBT and I was going to their their camps and going to all their games and talking to their coaching staff and just seeing this team and just the atmosphere and how they progressed over the years is just phenomenal. A great coaching staff. Heads off to them.
That's why we have all of their coaches, along with other teams, too, other players, other schools on Seven Rivers Sports. This week, I'll talk more about this later. This week we profiled the Logan High School football team. And we'll be here watching them play in 24 hours.
That's right. Here we go. Central Red Raiders looking to bounce back here. They thought they had the lead. It was gone in a split second, and Davis now overthrowing his man Thompson there.
Again, Thompson on an island on just a streak pattern down the sideline. And guess what? Early on, Ethan Van Grunsven got beat for a touchdown. He had a penalty called on him. But just like I know he is, full of perseverance and redemption, he's played awesome. And he's in a press defense, too, on Thompson.
Oh, boy. Leaving that ball up for grabs, but Davis able to come down with it on the move, off the back foot, and we've got a flag here.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Another question. Oh, I won't say anymore. Again, that one...
What are they calling here?
They're calling a hit after on the sideline. They're called. Oh my goodness. On
Unsportsmanlike conduct. What was that?
No, it was a late hit, a late block. That Central again. 2 penalties on the Red Raiders. Very questionable. Wow.
So that's going to set them back here after making some progress on 2nd down.
And fans watching, please don't call me and say I'm criticizing the officials, because I'm here in the booth. I can see it with my binoculars. Oh my goodness.
Let's see how far. I don't know if that's a 15-yard penalty. Yeah, they're going to take them back 15 yards now, and that's going to set them up for a 2nd and long.
Nami George reacts kind of like what? Yeah.
Yeah, 1st and 10, Red Raiders.
Red Raiders moving backwards.
It's a first down, okay.
Yeah, moving backwards here with a little under 11 minutes to go in quarter number 2.
Here we go, Johnny now looking for a slant there. It wasn't open, though. Oh, he's got a man, though. And he finds him. Wow, Thompson able to shake his defender. The cornerback there breaking to take down Johnny Davis, leaving Thompson wide open there on the flat.
2 things that coaches talk about in quarterback camps are several things, but one, can you move the pocket? Can you throw on the run? Can you throw accurately moving to your left, your non-dominant side? Can you keep your eyes downfield when you scramble? That is probably the most important thing when you're escaping from the pocket, keeping your eyes downfield, not giving up on a receiver.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks would probably have missed that pass there, going to Fleming now straight up the middle and getting quite a few yards. Again, Fleming just really fights for those extra yards, even though he's only 5'8".
Yeah, great north-south runner, and he just look at this. He brought Jackson Ranke at 6'1", 250 pounds, senior, almost to the first down marker.
Looking to the sideline now for the next call. 2nd and 1 to go here. We've got still 10 minutes to go in this 2nd quarter. Shotgun trips to the right. We've got Jordan split out to the left. Going with Fleming again. Let's get the easy first down and reset.
Good play call. Fleming knows where the first down marker is. I like his style. I like his determination. He's underappreciated. He's going to be a guest later on in the season on Seven Rivers Sports. And stay tuned for that, along with Russell Heisey. So that will be sometime in the middle or late September.
Fleming 9 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown in last week's victory over Eau Claire North. And Davis now going to his right on a bootleg. Oh, what a nice catch there. That's number, 21 for the Red Raiders. That's going to be Russell Hesse.
Russell Heisey. Named after his grandfather, Russell Clary. Everyone in the tri-state area knows that name, the former president of the brewery, G. Heileman, and now the City Brewery. Anyway, good to see him. He was hurt last year, and we talked about him, and right away, the next play, he's a big part of the offense.
Davis dropping back now, looking for his man Fleming in the flat. He's got a lot of room on the left side. But, ooh, nice wrap-up tackle there by the Old Aves.
Yeah, and just a swing pass to Peter Fleming out of the backfield. They flooded the wide side and threw to the weak side. A designed play. Looked like maybe a check-down receiver, but I don't think so. I think he was the hot receiver.
We got looks like, I'm not sure what this is.
Chain crew is what it was, making sure it's spotted right.
Captain Garen Garley was on that last tackle. Johnny Davis looking deep to Jordan Davis. He's got him. Oh, what a catch! Oh, but down just before hitting pay dirt there.
Again, a tight window. Led Jordan Davis perfectly. A one-on-one coverage again, I believe. Number 2. I got to check that. not sure that was again, one-on-one coverage. That time Calvin Tanner, and he was beaten.
And here goes Johnny Davis straight up the middle again for his second rushing touchdown on the night.
Makes it look easy, doesn't he, on that RPO?
He really does.
He reads well, and he knows when to tuck it in and go. He sees the running lane. He sees the Red Sea parted, and he gets to the running lane before it closes.
Jordan Davis, looks like he's hobbling a little bit there, trying to work off maybe a little stinger on the ankle there after that phenomenal play. His brother leaving that one right in the basket. Here's that odd formation once again.
Called a swinging gate.
Johnny doesn't have a lot of places to go here, trying to break some tackles and can't do it.
I think it was all Johnny Davis, too. He didn't look to do anything else, but that time the Old Abes just closed the hole. The first guy to close it, number 17, Grant Wolf, the 5'7" senior.
Well, we've got 66 watching on our YouTube stream right now. That's pretty good. That's more than I've seen in anytime I try to do something. I don't have a lot of fans, though, personally. But 66 of you, that means that could be 66 new subscribers to our YouTube channel. If you are watching the live stream, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more content, games. We throw up really all of our KQEG TV shows throughout the week.
Well, we hope it's 66 plus the all the neighbors on that block, too, that are sitting in watching.
Yeah.
It's not just 66 people. It's 66 showing, 66.
Showing, yes, 66 showing.
And so I know a lot of the fans, parents from, probably a lot of coaches, too, that are not traveling here and doing some scouting, watching this broadcast live. We hope that you enjoy these broadcasts live. We try to do our best. Hey, we don't always get all the right information from the coaches. None of them have SIDs, so sometimes the numbers change and we don't know it. But we work hard to try to do our best, and I hope people can appreciate that.
8:35 to go here in the first half. As you can see on your screen, 22-19, the score, Central up. Let's see what they decide to do on the kickoff. The first time they actually decided to kick it to one of the returners, either Tanner or Crawford, they scored a touchdown. So we'll see if they decide to go with another squib.
Crawford wants the ability to return it, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yep, there's another little squib kick, but it's to Tanner. Oh, and they give it to Crawford there on the reverse. Lots of running lanes there, but the Red Raiders were ready for him, gobbled him up.
The running lane was there, but gosh, Russell Heisey closed it with a sure tackle. Now, he was in on offense with a great reception. On the coverage team, makes a great open field tackle. That's why he is going to be a guest on our show. Again, this week, Logan Ranger profile, Julian Erickson, Alex Gavrilos, Harper Jankowski, and Max. Max is on the show, too.
Memorial now setting up. Looks like they're going to have...
At a senior moment, Max Harsey. I got to remember the last name. Come on, Terry.
Two running backs in the backfield with Johnson and... We'll delay a game now.
Now what do we got? I didn't
delay a game.
I didn't see the back judge count or throw his flag, but he must have. Wing official on this side having a discussion with
I saw that.
Eau Claire Memorial coaches, and I don't think it was like, what are you going to do after the game? Let's go and have a beer or something. I don't think it was anything to do with that.
Setting up now two running backs to number 23. Great cuts. Oh, my goodness. He might be gone, too. Breaking another arm tackle. Oh, my goodness. That's going to be... They gave it to him. That's a touchdown for number 23, Ethan Van Grunsven.
Yeah, Ethan Van Grunsven. I talked about him earlier. He excelled last week against Logan on defense. Has played a good defense tonight. But he excelled on offense last week, too, in the second half. And look at the breakaway speed.
Oh, goodness.
Now, and the official did a nice job, and you're supposed to do this when a player gets near the end zone. Look at the pylon.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Look at the pylon.
Yep.
And the pylon went down. The back judge puts his arms up.
Now, Van Grunsven, if you haven't been watching him, he has been playing lockdown defense as a cornerback on that side of the ball.
And press coverage.
Press coverage, too. Has done some great stuff and kind of messing up the Red Raiders offense. And let's see if they can get 2 here after that phenomenal run. Giving it to Crawford, breaking out to the right, and yep, he's in. 2 more points.
Well, he ran through with ease Quinn Service, who's a good defensive back, but he's only a sophomore. He left Quinn Service horizontal on the ground and just kept right on going. Do you teach that? No. That's just sheer determination.
I have a question. I don't know. How did Eau Claire Memorial only win 4 games last year? I mean, they seem like they have talent up and down this roster. I can't seem to figure it out. They look fantastic.
Actually, Mike Sins, and I think Jess said it. I think I was the problem last year, and this year I'm doing a much better job. But you're exactly right. I think they shot themselves in the foot a little bit last year, and I talked early in this broadcast, if you didn't join us, that they were picked on the top tier, if not the favorite, in the Big Rivers Conference. And I don't know, you could pick up on my energy in the pregame talking about how they looked in the second half against Logan. They just were like, oh, my goodness. And they're picking up right where they left off.
Yeah, they've looked phenomenal here tonight, scoring 27 points with 8 minutes to go here in the first half, guys. Lights are coming on here at Carson Park.
Isn't this just a beautiful complex? You got the
gorgeous.
baseball field over to the east. Behind us, you have a beautiful park. A little bit west, you have another part of the park. And, I mean, over in a softball field to the east, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and even just the field itself looks phenomenal. We've got this beautiful scenery, skyline. You can't really see it too much in the broadcast, but I digress. Here come the Central Red Raiders now, seeing what they can do on the kickoff.
Boy, that was Mason Erlitzky, who looked unbelievably good in the second half against Eau Claire North, the backup quarterback on that carry. He is going to be a force next year as quarterback if things develop that way. And Mason on the carry on the return team. He deserves to be on that team after how he looked in the second half last week. By the way, it was a treat for us to be at Corey Degatano Field on the campus of Central High School to broadcast that game, one of few games they have on that field.
Here come the Red Raiders. Let's see what they can do. Fleming just right up the middle, trying to get some yards there. Every time Eau Claire Memorial's touched the ball, it seems like they're able to score in less than a minute. So they're really giving the Red Raiders offense some time on the field to hopefully find a rhythm.
Grant Wolf, the senior 5'7", number 17 on a shoestring tackle. Good block that time on the left side by Elliot Giese along with center Julian Goldstein.
A little bootleg now, looking right down the middle to Heisey, but unable to make the connection, and we might have injury here.
I think just a stinger too. Heisey, a tough kid, was injured last year. I like to see that. Number 1, Peter Voigt, hits him on the back and says, hang in there, kid.
Looking at that sideline now, we've got 3rd and 7.
One of few bad throws. Doesn't happen very often by Johnny Davis.
Let's see what they draw up here. In motion is Johnson. Davis looking for Davis. Nice little bullet pass, and oh my goodness, he's calling that an incomplete. It looks like he must have dropped it there near the sideline. And
knocked out of his hands by number 8, Kelvin Tanner, who's been up to the task, both him and Van Grunsven, in the second quarter.
Aside from getting beat a couple of times, they have been having phenomenal games, great games. And now
Kelvin Tanner, the sole returner, Johnny Davis, the kicker.
We saw earlier Tanner is a very dangerous returner. Let's see what they have planned.
Teff, the snapper.
And,
Ooh.
oh.
Good fair catch, and
Looks like the Memorial sideline was looking for some type of interference. But
well, should I say, if you put your hand up and you fair catch it, and somebody gets in the way of the ball and don't allow you to fair catch it, I don't know. Is that a penalty? I don't know. Let our viewers make the call.
it is a penalty. Yes, it is. If you're
I
watching,
don't know.
at
I'm
home.
not going to say it, but I'm asking you and the viewers if it's a penalty.
Here comes Memorial now, trying to pad that 5-point lead. Oh, a little bit of an errant pass there by Johnson to his man Jack Piper.
Jack Piper, wide receiver, the 6'1" senior, and there was Old Abe's version of a bubble screen to the wide side, but overthrown by Bryson Johnson.
Sometimes I think it's just kind of wild to see how Wisconsin football's evolved. I mean, you got two teams here that primarily play out of the gun, this hurry-up offense style. I mean, 10, even 15 years ago, this is not something that you really saw too much from a lot of these teams.
Well, it's in vogue now. There's no question
Right.
about it. Logan going back to a little bit of a pistol, but more of a running game. Same with Aquinas. Of course, the spread offense, we had a timeout, a spread offense not existent at the at Holman Viking Empire Stadium because they're the traditional style, but they won the MVC last year.
While we take this time out, we do want to remind you the UWL Eagles play on KQEG TV. Terry, you call quite a few of those games. Opening the season against Concordia Saturday, September the 7th. You can see it live online at kqegtv.com starting at 1. Otherwise, you can watch it the following night at 7 on KQEG TV. And Terry, we talked about it a little bit, Seven Rivers Sports on Wednesdays. What do you got on tap over the next couple of weeks?
Well, this week it's Logan Rangers, and then we have the Central Red Raiders with Andrew Teff, Max Pop, and Ryan Bott. And then Logan Cross Country, who was the returning conference champions. They will be on with Zach Slevin and Dylan Mitchell and Tracy By. And then we're going to start our volleyball coverage, profile volleyball in the Cooley region. UWL will be on with their fall sports. So some exciting shows ahead on Seven Rivers Sports.
Definitely. You can check that out on Wednesdays at 5:30 and 9. Will Hesse there.
Yeah, a bubble screen, and one of our players of the game last week, Andrew Teff, read that very well as a linebacker. 3rd down and 5.
3 split out right.
See what offensive coordinator Gary Pisnewski calls.
And they're giving it to Crawford now, his first time with the ball in a while, and following his blocker there, number 58, Kyle Schultz, leading the way for Crawford there.
Kyle Schultz, a returning starter, 5'11 senior, you're right. Gary Pisnewski, the offensive coordinator, as we said. Defensive coordinator, Bobby Diaz, and head coach in his 3rd year from coached at Menominee, coached at Mondovi, Mike Sims. Tony Service, too, has great coaches on his staff, and he delegates kind of like Mike Sims does.
There's a handoff now to number 3. That's Hesse again. Not much there.
Hesse on a jet sweep, which Logan tried to run last week against Memorial, but that jet sweep was strung out so well by the Old Abe defense in the second half. Their defensive ends just were phenomenal, and that's one of the strengths of their defense is those at position. Jackson Reinke, one of them, a defensive end.
Setting up now, he's 4 wide receiver set. There's a little bit of an option there. Crawford getting mixed up there in the middle of the field.
Faking the jet sweep and running behind him, which so many teams do, trying to hit that bubble on the north-south kind of attack. And, of course, Loyal Crawford is a great north-south runner.
Bryson Johnson looking over to the sideline, getting the call, and now setting up. It's Piper in motion once again. A little bit of an option pitch, and Piper's got a lot of green in front of him. Oh, first down by Piper. Great run, great speed on the edge there.
Look at the trio, Crawford, Piper, Van Grunsven, along with the quarterback, Bryson Johnson. I mean, all four of those guys can run with the ball and pick up a first down. He froze the linebacker by riding the fullback in and then went to the edge.
McKinley split out to the right, but they're going to hand it off to Crawford once again. Right up the middle, nothing there.
3 Red Raiders in on the tackle, and it takes that many to bring him down. The first guy to meet him, 6'1" junior, Gunnar Wilcox. Great baseball player too, excuse me.
Under 5 minutes to go here in the first half, and they're moving, taking time off the clock. McKinley coming down now at the bottom of your screen.
McKinley, a big target too on the outside. Duncan McKinley, the snapper and wide receiver.
Hesse split opposite. Piper in motion once again, looking for that option, but going forward now with Crawford, and Central is there with multiple players to take him down.
3 players. There's the Brett Favre play, made that famous, that little forward little flick. I think he's the first guy that did that at any level on national TV, and was known for that. Quinn Service coming up as a sophomore making that tackle.
Third down now for the Old Abes.
Remember that Brett Favre little toss?
Of course, yeah.
Everybody
you don't forget
seen
that. McKinley split out left. Here's Piper in motion once again, looking to Piper again on that flat, that little play action bubble. I don't know how much he got there, not too
that little
much.
Swing pass. I'm not sure he was a hot receiver. Perhaps the check down receiver tackle by Austin Beitlich at 6'4". He's a big player on that defensive unit, the junior.
4th down and 4 to go, and they're going to keep that offense in and see what they can do with 3 minutes to go here in the first half.
If there's a little uncertainty here, I think I would use my timeout. I think that's what he's going to do. Wait until the back judge starts counting and then call a timeout. That's what he's telling the wing official. Like, now he's starting to count and call a timeout when he gets to 3 or 4, and he got to 3, and Mike Siddons says, timeout purple. Isn't that purple?
Yeah, that's purple, Terry. You still got your colors right.
I was at UW Stevens Point today giving a speech, and I got a few gifts, a purple shirt, a purple jacket, and a purple hat.
Any logos or just straight purple?
Logos, too. But I'm not wearing them at UWL games, I can tell you that. Right, Jesse?
Would they let you in the building if that was the case, or what do you think?
I think it'd be my last broadcast.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool, Terry. I don't want to jump on you here, but while we're in the timeout, it was neat seeing you when Greg Gard visited La Crosse just a couple of days ago, or maybe that was even yesterday. And you go back with Greg, Coach Gard, a little bit. You must have been ran into him when he was at Platteville, I assume, a couple of times here and there.
I refed his games. I don't know if he picked up on his comment. Like we played pretty good, but there was one guy that blew a couple calls. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
That was sarcasm, by the way.
Was it, or was he being? I don't know. I don't know. He's a pretty honest guy.
And then I came back and was like, what? But I'm going to attend that September 12th event at UWL, Guarding Against Cancer.
That's correct.
We'll talk about that maybe yet after this play.
Here we go now. 4th and 4 for the Old Abes. Let's see what they've got planned here. They're going. Oh, but we got a flag there and shoving them out of bounds here, and that flag came up just after the snap. Let's see what.
I think it was a procedure by the Old Abes, and as we're kind of figured this out, and put yeah, it was. Prior to the Guarding Against Cancer event in La Crosse, which will be, I believe, at Mitchell Hall or one of the buildings?
It'll be at the UWL Student Union. They've got a really nice banquet hall in there.
Okay, so anyway, check. I'm going to post some things on my Facebook about it too, but you can go on the UWL
Yep.
website and Facebook.
That's right.
But all money goes to cancer research, and being that it's in this area, some of that money, perhaps all of it, but at least a good share of it will go to cancer research in La Crosse.
Yep, that's correct. Absolutely.
And prior to this year, they had the Guarding Against Cancer run in the Dells. This is the first year they've had an actual event, which includes silent auction,
raffles, a bunch of stuff.
So, but I wanted to say is I was at the first 2 years when it was the Guarding Against Cancer run, and I won both races.
Is that right?
Both times. Now, just let's be a little honest. It was in age groups. It was in age groups. So I won my age group both years. But keep in mind, I was first in my age group. I was first. I won. Got a medal, but I was also last. Meaning that, what?
You were the only runner in your age group. That's great. No broadcast is ever dry with Terry Erickson, folks. I'll tell you what. Here we go now. It's a 4th and 9. Down the middle, and almost comes down with it, but the defense is there to break up the pass.
Boy, I think that was very catchable, Jack Piper. But if I caught the number right, Quinn's service came in late. It timed it perfectly and was part of the reason that was not a touchdown.
Now the Red Raiders are going to have 2 minutes and 37 seconds to work their way down the field. Knowing this team's offense, that is definitely doable, but we'll see what Coach Service's team has drawn up.
One of the hallmarks of a great quarterback is to take a team down the field when you're behind, especially in the fourth quarter, but you got 80 yards to go. Are you selfish? Do you gamble? Are you conservative? Well, or do you just say, Johnny Davis, do your thing?
Got DJ Thomas in the backfield right now, one of his first times in the backfield. Unable to make that what looked like maybe a post route work there with his man Drew Johnson.
Yeah, skinny post right up the middle. Looked at Drew Johnson, and that was his primary receiver. Didn't look many other places. Drew Johnson, we talked about him a little bit ago. What a plus he is, along with Terrence Thompson. First year out for Red Raider football.
4 men split out wide. DJ Thomas in that backfield. 5'10 sophomore. In motion now. Heisey. And he's blocking. Looking deep for his man Fleming and just overthrows him.
Fleming actually had a step on Mitch Voller, a linebacker playing one-on-one coverage out here on a fly pattern. That could have been pay dirt.
2:29 to go here. If they can't get the first down, they might be giving the ball back to the Old Abes for another chance at scoring before the half.
I think in this case, you give your quarterback the option to look at all his receivers and be aware of the first down marker. Good receivers know where that first down marker is. Let's see what happens.
Davis now dropping back, looking at all of his options. Might have to move here, and he does. Oh, and he just tosses that one up. And nobody able to come down with that. That could have been
Heisey there, Davis there, but 1, 2, 3, 4 purple jerseys there also. Just maybe an ill-advised pass. Didn't turn out to be bad.
Looked like he was getting dragged down. We saw him do that last week, and his only interception was kind of similar to that play a little bit.
Somewhat desperation.
Yeah.
But he knows where he's going with the ball.
Davis now going to be kicking away to Tanner, who awaits him. Has already brought one back for a touchdown tonight. That's a pretty good punt there. He's going to get a little bit of extra yards here from the roll. Oh, look at that. Very, very
my goodness.
Nice roll there. Wow, what a net punt that was.
Is that a round ball, or is that actually – because it bounced like a round
rolling.
Ball. Oh, yeah, well. So it's not hang time always. It's not you don't judge it like a gymnastics meet where it's style. Oh, no. You judge it how many yards after
That's right, yeah.
hits the ground.
Kick it maybe a little hooked so the guy can't return it and bounces a few yards, and now look at that.
Our grandson kicks for Logan, too, and his style is not which you would clip out and say this is perfect style, but he's a rugby style kicker. Now you know what that is. He runs a little bit to the side and kicks it, and it goes end over end, and he's pretty effective.
2 minutes to go here for the Old Abes, and here comes Crawford to the bottom of your screen. Goes just out of bounds there. And
tackle by the sideline. The white stripe made the tackle. He just ran out of real estate.
Crawford now coming out. It looks like he's a little winded, maybe shaken up a little bit on that play.
Well, he's only shaken up because he didn't score. That's why he's like, how could I not hit the edge and go
He's telling
70 yards?
He's telling me, Coach, I got to get stretched out. I felt a little slow that game. So he's getting work down here on the sideline as we get a little bit of a shift here from the Old Abes offense. Clock stopped on that out-of-bounds play. 2:01 to go here in your half. Back to pass is Johnson going out to the flat. And coming up the field is number 23. That's Van Grunsven, and he's going to get a first down.
He did, but tackled by Gunnar Wilcox. Now, if we were going to replay that's a perfect play where the quarterback, Johnson, looked and found his safety valve, his check down receiver. He was not the hot receiver. And that's the value of having a safety valve when you can't find your other receivers open.
Just under 1:40 to go now in the half. Two receivers split out left. They're just going to go with a run right up the middle to see if there's anything there.
Wow, Central collapses in gap integrity right there. And the guy that's been kind of a classic gap integrity, pinching the gap player in the first half has been Malachi Potts.
Van Grunsven now subbing in for Crawford, taking the bulk of those duties in the backfield in that shotgun formation.
Should mention, too, Malachi Potts is number 55 if you're watching this at home in your living room.
Johnson looking a little deeper. He's got a man open, but just misses number 3, Will Hesse there.
Yeah, Will Hesse. Johnson trying to find the window between two defenders, Drew Johnson, and Jordan Davis.
3rd and 10 now for the Old Abes.
Pretty darn well thrown, though. 30 yards in the air and giving his receiver a chance to run underneath it.
Two receivers split out left. One to the right. And here comes Johnson. A little bit of a screen pass there. Wow, what a tackle there. That's Johnny Davis there with the gold cleats.
Jeez, just hanging on. It was all him, too.
Jordan Davis,
it was one-on-one, and Jordan Davis got the best of him. There's a lot of green turf in front of him. By the way, for our viewers that haven't seen the new turf at Roger Herring Stadium, Veterans Memorial Stadium, Roger Herring Field, get there by the way, tomorrow, Saturday, UWL scrimmage at the stadium at Roger Herring Field. So against, I think, UD. I'll be there to watch that.
Picked to do fairly well in the WIAC this year as UWL.
That ranked, picked to be second.
That's right.
I wore my UWL hat in honor of you for your new job, by the way. You might want to.
It's a good place to be.
Might want to share. I graduated from there. And
so did I, yeah.
Did you? And I was president of the alumni board, and I'm a donor, and I'm a fundraiser, and I'm a proud graduate like my wife is. She had a little better GPA than I did, but I graduated. But your new job there is.
I work in the marketing team over there, so we try to do what we can to get the word out about the great things that they're doing at the school, all the research, all the great athletics that they do there, and it's been a fun thing to be a part of. It looks like we're going for a punt here, first of the game for the Old Abes. A lot of hang time there, fair catch.
Boy, didn't give him much room again, but good job of hauling that in under pressure with about 3 purple jerseys right there, and of course that was Peter Fleming. And wise coaching move by Eau Claire Memorial, not giving Central the short field.
Right.
That would be foolish to give a team that's that lethal, that explosive, the short field.
Got just under 40 seconds to play here in the half. Let's see what type of plays they've got drawn up. I'd imagine it's a whole lot of streaks, maybe a couple of skinny posts, and
they might fool you and I and go to something short and see if one of the wideouts can find a running lane.
Well, Johnny Davis can take off himself if he decides to, but he's going to go deep to Fleming, and he's going to just overthrow him there.
Wow. I'm impressed with the play of the Memorial defensive backs. They're in press coverage. They're one-on-one on an island. Peter Voigt that time. You know, they've done a good job. Mitch Voller, one of them, Kelvin Tanner, and, of course, we talked about Ethan Van Grunsven. And, I mean, they've stubbed their toe a few times, but they've gotten better as the first half has progressed.
It's hard to keep up with some of these Red Raiders' offensive weapons. 34 seconds to go here in the half. The cheerleading team is lined up on the sidelines for the halftime show, but let's see if the Raiders can put some points on the board here. Looking for Fleming once again on the left side of the field.
Dangerous with Peter Fleming closing in. Peter Fleming displaying some good closing speed. There's some athletes here tonight on both sides of the ball. I mean, not players, athletes.
Athletes, yeah.
A little bit of a difference between the two.
Just under 30 to go now. 27-22 as you can see on your screen, the score. Central trying to do something here, trying to put some points up. And we'll see if they can do that. Ooh, there you go. There's that designed draw there.
Quarterback draw, a big part of any offense that has a quarterback with the speed and the gifts that Davis has.
Central's got 2 timeouts now, just getting a little closer. Maybe they can throw into the end zone here with 23 seconds to go. One timeout's left.
If I'm over there and I'm the offensive coaching staff, Coach Service part of that, Kevin Colburn the other part, I'm telling them, hey, this is the time where you need to be cerebral. You can't be you can't be foolish. You can't try to get everything. You just pick them apart. You can't make a mistake by throwing an errant pass and have them pick something off. So let's just be very cautious. Let's be practical. Let's use good common sense. Let's not try to force anything. You know, a lot of times plays at the end of a half will have a rippling effect in the second half.
Absolutely.
And it could either be euphoria or you could be, if you're on the other end, you could be in a deep, dark hole.
If you joined us a little late, Central will get the ball to start the second half. Down 5 here with 23 seconds to go. Let's see what they've got drawn up with DJ Thomas in the backfield. Davis now looking to the outside to his brother. He goes out of bounds.
Nice, safe pass. Great timing. Need to compliment Eau Claire Memorial, too. They're making sure there's a cushion.
Yep.
They're not going up and gambling and closing that cushion and taking a stab at it and let a guy go down the field. Smart defense. Great execution on offense.
We've got 18 seconds to go here. Central does have 1 timeout. And we'll see if they try to do a little bit of the same, just inching their way closer to give Johnny Davis a chance at the end zone. Yep, they do just that. Jordan going out of bounds once again.
Those are just simply timing routes. Knowing where the sideline is, trying to get to the first down marker, using a methodical approach rather than just wing it out there and hope for a prayer. 14 seconds to go. I like methodical, well-crafted plays.
Let's see what they've got drawn up here. I'd imagine some more of the same. Maybe going a little deep now. Oh, going up for the ball there is Jordan Davis, but not able to come down with anything. That ball was thrown a little high there. And, you know, Terry, looking over their depth chart, I'm not seeing a single kicker listed on here.
Yeah, but before we comment on that, great defense by Kelvin Tanner. Double coverage, Alex Krajewski. Their kicker is Tyler Kent. Check that, Memorial, I'm sorry. The kicker for the Red Raiders, we're way out of Mason Herlitzky kicks off. I don't know if he's the field goal kicker, but irregardless, they're not in field goal kicking.
Davis, a little bit of a play action. Oh, and able to somehow get that ball off and not get taken down in the backfield, but his brother can't come up with it. Looking for the flag. No flags, and we've got 5 seconds to go here. Probably enough time for one play to the end zone.
Thought he got held by Kelvin Tanner. Right, good, a crossing route, and just may have.
Let's see what coach has drawn up here. Maybe sending everybody to the end zone and just throwing one up to see if somebody comes down with it, or maybe we got something designed.
I don't think so. I think you go for your first down. You might send the wideouts deep and try to throw under an underneath route.
Oh, he's going deep here. That's Jordan Davis, unable to come down with it there. And that's going to be your half.
Again, good double coverage, well thrown pass, but even better defense.
We are going to take a quick break as we head into halftime. We've got your KQEG halftime show coming up next with some thoughts and points by Terry. We'll find out what the Red Raiders have to do in the second half to get the W and what Eau Claire needs to do to contain the Red Raiders. It is Central 22, Memorial 27. You're watching the KQEG TV Game of the Week.
You know that Boyers is a small family business.
That doesn't mean it's not fully staffed. Here's our sales department.
Purchasing department.
Delivery and setup.
Warehouse crew.
Quality control.
Advertising.
We've got the best in sales, service, and selection.
Come on down and check out Boyer's Furniture.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back. Or where to put the food when you both get the groceries. Or the doggy door that just became a raccoony door. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your 2018 American Standard Building a Higher Standard Award winner. Call Carey today for your free estimate.
Hey, Rays fans, it's The Voice, Dan Dyke, along with Paul Reichert and Billy Knocknalls. We are ready for year number 9 of Big Boar Barbecue presents 7 Rivers Racing on KQEG TV.
It's going to be a great season. We're going to have drivers from La Crosse and Toma tell you about how their season's going, and maybe a couple of different guests along the way, too.
If there's a race at a track in about 4 states, we're going to be there. I'll be announcing there. The video cameras are going to be going full force, and you'll see them Thursday through Sunday. Big Boar Barbecue presents 7 Rivers Racing.
107.3 La Crosse. This is Chelsea Lynn.
Hello.
I'm Reed Magnum. We do the morning show. We're hanging out in the studio. And Chelsea, so you were a student at UW La Crosse.
Yes, lax.
And 96.1 FM.
Low fuzzy.
Good, not great.
No.
So here's how we fix the problem. We're now on 107.3 FM. We've got a tower just across the river, and it goes right down into La Crosse. So no more bluff issues.
No more fuzz.
We love the bluffs, but now you can listen to us on 107.3 FM. Mix 90.
Welcome back to Carson Park, ladies and gents. It's the KQEG TV Game of the Week. You can see the scoreboard. You know what it is. Eau Claire Memorial up 27 to Central's 22 here at halftime. Nick Ragnar, Terry Erickson with you here tonight in Eau Claire. This gorgeous, beautiful evening here at Carson Park. And Terry, we've only got a brief amount of time, but tell me some of your takeaways from that first half.
Well, the takeaways are kind of what I said in the pregame. I don't want to be redundant, but two teams well coached, a lot of star power, evenly matched. It's a game that I exactly thought would occur. I have some revealing statistics courtesy of Ron Buckley, a good friend of mine, a longtime writer for the Eau Claire Leader Telegram. You might, this is kind of telltailing right here. Eau Claire Memorial, 249 total yards, and Central, 260. But here's the disparity. Eau Claire Memorial, 270 of those on the run and 42 pass.
Wow.
Now, the exact opposite with Central, 45 yards in a run, 215 pass. Wow. Exactly the opposite. David, 17 for 30. Scoring, Terrence Thompson led off with a touchdown, and then Bryson Johnson answered, and then a field goal by Eau Claire Memorial for in the second quarter. Johnny Davis with 2 touchdowns, and then 2 electrifying plays for the Memorial Old Days. Kelvin Tanner, a kick return of 77 yards, and Ethan Grunsvin, who I talked about was electric against the Rangers, not in the depth chart, 3 or 4 down in the running back, starter on defense, with a 64-yard bruising, impressive run. So here we are at halftime, 27-22, the Old Abes. I'm always curious. It's always revealing to me at the second half of a basketball game or a football game is what adjustments have been made. What do teams do? What have they seen with the eye in the sky? Because there's an eye in the sky for Central is next to me here.
Yep.
The eye in the sky for the Old Abes on the other end of the press box. You know, what have they done? What have they seen? What have they pinpointed? What's the takeaway? What's their takeaway? Like you asked my takeaway. Mm-hmm. What are they going to do in the second half to exploit maybe some of the deficiencies they may have seen in half number 1?
It'll be a lot of fun for us to check out. Just a short time to go here before we have our second half kickoff. We are going to take another break and bring you the second half of action here for the KQEG TV Game of the Week. Don't go anywhere.
Join the party at the Arterial Barn Grill. Stop in and meet the new owners. This is still the place where people come for a delicious meal and reconnect with friends. Specials? You bet. Friday it's fish, Saturday slow roasted prime rib, Taco Tuesday tacos for $2. Wednesdays get a basket of wings for $2.50. Choose from 13 different sauces. Great appetizers too. Now serving breakfast Friday through Monday from 8 to 2. The Arterial, a lacrosse tradition. Why not make it yours? It's halftime on the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. Tonight's game features the Central Red Raiders and the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes. We'll return with the second half of tonight's game after these messages.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, Lacrosse. Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity Heating and Cooling System.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star maintenance program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Hey, Race fans, it's the voice, Dan Dyke, along with Paul Reichert and Billy Knocknalls. We are ready for year number 9 of Big Boar Barbecue presents 7 Rivers Racing on KQEG TV.
It's going to be a great season. We're going to have drivers from La Crosse and Toma tell you about how their season's going, and maybe a couple of different guests along the way, too.
If there's a race at a track in about 4 states, we're going to be there. I'll be announcing there. The video cameras are going to be going full force, and you'll see them Thursday through Sunday. Big Boar Barbecue presents 7 Rivers Racing.
Welcome back to the KQEG TV Game of the Week. Still a little bit of time here to go in our half, but one thing I wanted to ask you, Terry, electrifying first half here, but let's look at both teams' perspectives, right? Central coming out here, you can see them warming up a little bit, going to have the ball to start the second half. What did they need to do to overcome this 5-point deficit and get their second win of the season?
Both sides of the ball. Ryan Bott, I'm sure he's talking to the defensive unit at Central saying, you know, I reminded you, I cautioned you not to put all of your emphasis on Loyal Crawford, because there's a lot of other explosive players too,
yeah.
and we saw that in the special teams, opening up seams and allowing a big return, as we talked about a few minutes ago, by Kelvin Tanner. On defense, it's like, okay, let's be sure that we're aware of what's going on all the time, who the subs are, down and distance, kind of things like that. And on offense, I don't think there's a much of a change, although it's like, okay, Johnny, it's your job to bring this team back, to look at all of your receivers. Remember now, you need to have a panoramic view. You need to find all of your checkdowns, work your progressions. But we can't just continue to throw the ball all the time. Davis threw for 30 times, 17 catches. Got to try maybe a little more balance, I think Kevin Colburn's saying. On the Oklahoma Memorial side, it's like, guys, I told you we were good. I told you we could. I told you we could play with
a little bit more of the same. Is that what you're saying? Is that keep it up?
I told you we could play with one of the top teams in the state, according to what I read in Wiz Sports, and you answered the call. Now it started out with Central taking the lead. It's like, oh my goodness, are they going to fall asleep? But they recovered, and you know what the bright spot in my view for the Old Abe's as we get ready to kick off in the second quarter was their defensive backfield play.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I said on ESPN, this is going to be the year of the quarterbacks in the area. There's so many good quarterbacks. Defensive backs are going to be on an island. They're going to be scrutinized. It's going to be difficult to play defense in the MVC against such talented quarterbacks. And I've cautioned that with my own grandson, who's a starting defensive back for Logan. I said, you realize all these talented quarterbacks, you're going to face some incredible pressure. That's my takeaway.
They've been doing a phenomenal job playing that man, as we talked about, that press defense, that press coverage, and we are getting ready here for the second half now as we open up our YouTube live stream again. Rick Wilson saying that we sound good, Terry, if you wanted to hear from Rick. And we also got John Frankie on here giving you some kudos as well. An icon in the Cooley region. I thought I'd pass it along to you in case John Frankie is still tuning in.
Well, with my 16 grandkids, that might be the case, but that's about it. But coming from the boss, who Rick Wilson is, that's a pretty good compliment. But maybe it's going to be reflective on our next paycheck?
I don't know. Yeah, Rick will probably go radio silent now. He's not watching anymore. He's not listening to this game anymore. We got a nice kick return there by the Red Raiders. If you are watching this live stream, we're monitoring it. Feel free to comment. Let us know what you think of the game.
Only good comments.
Only good comments, though. We're not ready to take the negative ones. Give us some good stuff
we
here.
can take some of that, but come on, we're not ready for ESPN, and we realize that too. So we do our best. I said that early in the broadcast, and we do prep. And we do try to get every player's name mentioned, try to focus in on the play, and, maybe not talk too much, which is, it's like, yeah, sure,
dangerous,
Terry.
yeah, right,
sure,
yeah.
Terry, yeah, right. Well.
The Raiders set up now with 4 men split out, and here comes Johnny getting gobbled up right away, tucking, not able to go anywhere. Great defense there by Memorial as we kick off.
Well,
second half.
The old cliche, which is said all the time, the pocket caves in.
Mm-hmm.
There was a textbook pocket caving in. Tackle that time by Peter Voigt from a cornerback spot. Davis didn't have much time there, kind of like Jordan last week with our grandson, and the pocket collapsing against these Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's in the second half, and whoa, they dominated.
Thomas in the backfield. We've been seeing Fleming split out to that slot role ever since the end of the first half. We'll see if the Red Raiders keep that up and what they've got planned here. Davis rolling to his left and once again looking for Fleming, but
not much room on the sideline. That time, good coverage by number 19, a linebacker, Nolan Miller, a senior. And third and long. See what the Red Raiders dial up here on 3rd and 10.
Not the start they wanted to see, but got DJ Thomas once again in the backfield, keeping with that spread formation.
In the pistol set.
A little bit of a blitz there over the head of his brother Jordan Davis. The pressure got to Johnny.
Here's what happened, though. If you didn't pick up all of it, Mitch Voller, a 6'3" big linebacker, stunted from the outside and created a visionary issue for Johnny Davis.
Absolutely. Johnny Davis will now line up to punt the ball to Calvin Tanner, the electrifying return man. We've seen that earlier in the game, as Terry had mentioned. Playing a great game here tonight. Another great punt here as Tanner goes back. Ooh, nice little spin move. Getting just a couple of more yards, not too much there. And
wow, tackle by number 6 that time, Devin Bocook. Yes, I hope I got that right. I think I do. But you're right, great hang time. Coverage team was there, and not much of an opportunity to return the kick.
Awaiting that Memorial offense now. Let's see what they've got planned. Crawford was getting stretched out at the end of the first half.
Do we see I didn't see a flag, but it certainly looks like there's some
discussion. Sounded like something had happened.
We got a.
Looks like they're going to give him a couple of yards here. I'm not sure.
I wish we'd get some. I wish there'd be audio in high school so we know exactly what the calls are. Of course, at the college and the NFL level, it's so they're going to make it kick it again. So we got a procedure.
Okay.
False start. We got a procedure, and certainly you would accept that penalty.
Oh yeah. Back him up a little bit more. Give Tanner yet another chance to make something happen on that return.
Officials need to be really clear and consistent and decisive with their signals.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone needs to know exactly what it is.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. We got probably a few hundred here. I know you can't really see it in the hard cam show. We got another flag that just dropped, but on our side, there's quite a few people sitting here, and it looks like number 12 there picks it up, but let's see what this flag is.
Andrew Teff on the tackle. No. What do we got now? The penalty. I believe it's another procedural call.
That's what
on
it sounds like.
The Red Raiders, and Memorial is going to accept again. Well, I didn't see. I only saw the last part of the white hat. Was it a pre-snap penalty? Was it?
I'm not sure, but it sounds like it was against the Red Raiders yet again.
Well,
I'm
it
not
is,
exactly sure what.
Yeah, it was the same thing. Somebody moved from the outside. Central coaching staff is like, guys, we were going to give you tomorrow off, but now we're going to practice. we're going to condition. It's like a lot of coaches will do X amount of runs or something based on penalties. You know that.
Yeah, Central might have a little bit going on.
I'm just kind of kidding when I say that, of course.
Third punt for Johnny Davis, and it's a good one. Tanner having to backtrack a little bit there, trying to make a couple of guys miss, but they wrap up and.
Well, jeepers. And another good tackle by Andrew Teff. He was the second best part of that play. The first part was no laundry on the field.
Yeah, how long has it been? Jeez, is it tomorrow yet?
Come on.
We don't get paid by the hour, Terry. I was reminded about that at halftime. We got our flat rate. So.
Well, the game started at. In case you're wondering, the game started at 7, and it's now 2 minutes to 9.
Yeah.
And it's 10 minutes and 32 seconds to go in quarter number 3.
There's some games that are finished up here in the next couple of minutes, but here we go. Johnson now looking for that nice little slant pass.
Boy, was that nicely timed tackle by number 13 coming up, Quinn Service, who's played excellent. Number 21, Alex Krajewski, I hope I pronounced that right, I've been practicing these names when I drove in from Stevens Point, but I had to watch the road too, so I couldn't just practice pronouncing names. I left the house at 6:30 this morning, and here it's 9 p.m. and I'm 3 hours from home.
That was McKinley on that reception.
There's that single screen, that wide receiver screen.
Jack Piper there.
Wide receiver screens came into vogue based on the gifted speed of receivers in the last, well, not just recently, but when you have a gifted receiver in space, run that wide receiver or bubble screen. It's been effective tonight for the Old Aves.
Absolutely, and now they'll set up with a 2nd and 1. Just under 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and here they go. Crawford's first touch of the second half, and he's making guys miss. Wow, he is very electric. Oh, my goodness. The speed of Loyal Crawford.
Never got touched, Nick. Never got touched until at the 4-yard line, brought down by Bocook. When you see last week against Logan, the 4 touchdowns that Loyal Crawford scored, 3 out of the 4, he never got touched. Now that means 2 things. 1, great blocking, and 2, great explosiveness and evasiveness by the running back.
See what they do here on the 1st and goal. They're going to Crawford again, right up the middle. Central's there to swarm them.
Not a very good handoff, kind of a mesh. The mesh point is what coaches talk about with handoffs. That was not a good, clean handoff. Tristan Johnson, one of the principal defenders, number 54, defensive tackle, returning starter, Caden Hansen. Andrew Teff, Max Pop, 4 returning starters for Ryan Bott's defense.
What are we going here? We have a man in motion. And a little bit of a toss play, and Crawford finding the right lane, going up the middle, and that's another touchdown for the Old Aves.
Gunnar Wilcox tried to deny him, but for young people watching the show, that's why you put that shoulder down. You lead with the shoulder. You got a low center of gravity, and then you keep your feet moving.
Central down 2 scores now, Terry. How do they rebound from this? Their offense looked a little flat opening the half. What do they got to do?
Don't turn this game off, by the way, if you're watching, because I've seen the Central Red Raiders for the last 2 years come back, and you can never deny them with the gifted personnel they have.
Setting up for the kick now is Kent. Right through the crowd. That one looked like that could have made it from 30, 40 yards out. That guy's got a leg.
Only 5'6", senior, 170 pounds. I kicked a field goal in the first half if you missed it, and that would have been a field goal, too, from 30 yards out.
We're going to take a quick break. Memorial's up 34 to Central's 22. Don't go anywhere. It's the KQEG TV Game of the Week.
From the bluffs to the river, surround yourself with
knowledge,
competition, the arts,
friendships.
Surround yourself with distinction.
Surround yourself with UW La Crosse.
Welcome back to the KQEG TV Game of the Week. You can see the Red Raiders now disbanding, getting ready for the kickoff here from Eau Claire Memorial. 8:39 to go in the third quarter. We've still got a lot of time left in this one, folks. Don't let that scorecard fool you. Central looking to come back from a 12-point deficit here, and let's see what they've got drawn up.
2 speedsters set to try to return this kick. Mason Herlitsky, who we talked about earlier with his speed in the open space, and Peter Fleming, both of them speedsters. Herlitsky a sophomore and Fleming a senior.
Kent making that kickoff, and here comes Herlitsky up the middle. Like you mentioned, he's got that speed, but bottled up, not finding a lot of room. And the Red Raiders will take control of this from the 25-yard line.
I had my binoculars on that play. 6 purple jerseys have a party at the ball. And that's a lot of coaches say, I want to see a bonfire. I want to see a party. I want to see the whole neighborhood arrive and celebrate at the ball. You said rallying to the ball. That's correct. But it's also party at the ball.
Thomas still in the backfield. And, again, Fleming kind of split out in that slot role. A little bit of a...
Wow. Some added energy on defense for the Old Aves, not allowing Fleming to basically get to the line of scrimmage. Number 25, Garley. Oh, my goodness. First time we've mentioned his name at linebacker. Made a great hit.
Captain of the defense. Let's see what the Red Raiders can do here. Again, kind of getting stopped here. A little bit of a toss option out to DJ Thomas, putting the shoulder down but not getting a lot on that one.
He did a nice job with running style, as you said, putting his shoulder down, but number 30, Easton Tock, with a nice play. Easton Tock, a linebacker junior, denies the first down. Red Raiders again on third down, or they're going to have to give up the football.
3rd and 5 here. Trips split out to Davis's left. He's got Johnson here to his right. A little bit of a screen pick pass play that Jordan Davis, but can't hold on to that one. And we've got a flag here, and I'm wondering what this might be for.
Oh, I think the flag is on number 8, Calvin Tanner. Boy, if it's on him, oh my goodness.
Oh man, wow. A personal foul, it looked like. Oh, that's going to be 15 yards. Must have been for the I don't know what that might have been for, maybe the hit? I'm not sure there.
The only thing I can think of was that it was deemed malicious because it wasn't pass interference.
That's kind of the difficulty in not having replay, but
Memorial coach is just highly upset.
These referees are definitely making a name for himself here tonight at Carson Park. Johnny Davis dropping back, looking deep. He's got his man, his brother Jordan Davis, making the catch. Breaks a tackle up the sideline. That's going to be a touchdown. Central Red Raiders.
Looks behind, perfect timing. Looks behind, did Davis, and said something to number 23, like Ethan Van Grunsven, you're not going to catch me. And he didn't. TD, Red Raiders right back in the game.
Just after that controversial play, what are the coaches doing on the sideline right now? Are they scathing? Are they trying to keep their cool in front of their players? What are they doing? What should a coach be doing?
Next. One word, next. After a call that you don't like, next. I mean, you can't relive it. You can't look in the rearview mirror. Can't change it, next. But that penalty gave new life to the Red Raiders, and they took advantage of it. Good teams do that.
Oh, a little bit of a missed. Oh, wow. Johnny Davis finding number 10. That's Mason Herlitsky there after bobbling the football.
Yeah, we got a penalty, too.
We got another penalty.
This is on the Red Raiders, I believe, yes. What is this? You guess. Came from the wing official. Could have been lined up. Could have been not enough guys on the line of scrimmage. Some officials don't see this kind of formation. I'm not sure what the call is, but it appears to be. Well, I know it's against Central. It's a legal procedure.
Yep.
And legal procedure, not enough guys in a line of scrimmage, or an ineligible receiver, could be part of the equation. I don't know, but at the end of this quarter, I'm going to text my wife and tell her I'm going to be really, really late.
Are you going to need to take a nap between the 3rd and 4th, Terry, or what? You need a...
I don't want to take a nap on the way home, that's for sure, since I'm a solo driver.
Yeah, you're
here.
riding solo, that's right. All right, well, let's see. They're backed up here a little bit, looking for the fade to... Oh, my goodness! He almost comes down with it, able to go up and try to get it there, but nonetheless...
Perfect pass. Jarred out of his hands by number 8, Kelvin Tanner. Now, we're a ways away from player of the game for Eau Claire Memorial on defense, but Kelvin Tanner is in the running.
Oh, he's been playing fantastic. Just that press coverage, and regardless of what you want to say, and giving up some of those big plays with how much they've thrown the ball and the athletes that they have on Central's side, they've been doing a fairly good job containing what could be labeled as one of the best, if not the best, receiving core in the Mississippi Valley Conference.
Well, I did an ESPN spot, as I said, and I sort of, this is conjecture. This is anecdotal, but I picked in the top three on the 3 tiers. The top tier, I picked in no particular order: Central, Onalaska, Holmen.
Right.
I really believe that. Again, that could change. Injuries, you name it. But I think those are 3 talented teams that down the stretch, you're going to maybe see that hold true.
Absolutely. We were listening to Todd Sommerfeld from the Tribune. He was on ESPN not that long ago as well, and kind of reflected the exact same thoughts of kind of Onalaska, Holmen, and the Red Raiders in that upper tier in the MVC. But I mean, we got a really good conference this year. I mean, Sparta.
Oh my goodness!
Putting up 70 last week. That's
and by the way, my tier had nothing to do with what he says because I didn't listen to that show. Nothing to do with it. It was just my own summer reading and thoughts. But you said you listened to him on ESPN. Do you ever listen to me or not?
You know, usually when you're on there's something else going on in my life that I just can't seem to tune in. I don't know what it is.
On
it's
purpose.
Weird.
That's okay. It sounds like when I talk at my house. Similar. Nobody pays attention.
They do a lot of good stuff at that on that program there. John does a great job of setting that show up.
Has he ever taken that show to another level?
Oh, absolutely.
And now he has, I didn't know this, somebody told me this week, they have a show on Friday nights at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that's right, their post-game show. That's right, yeah.
Where he brings in all of the scores and talks to a few people, and boy, that is a plus.
Yeah, I don't know if this game will be over in time for them to cover it on their post game, but nonetheless, they do some good work over there at ESPN, and we're happy to have them as part of this community. Here comes Eau Claire Memorial up by just 6. 7 minutes ago in the third. That's kind of a deal. Oh my goodness, what a pass! That's number 3, Will Hesse down the sideline, and oh, what a great tackle there, saving another 6 points for the Old Abes.
Boy, beat Destin Woolley. And you know the fake, what's the word I'm looking for? The
pump fake.
The pump fake. Thank you. The pump fake froze the defense and got a little bit of an extension on the receiver, and that's why it was a home run.
It's a very nice pass there by Johnson, almost like a bullet pass down the sideline, finding the pocket in which Hesse was open. Big play for Eau Claire Memorial. They've been making a lot of those this game. Just under 7 to go here. Nice pitch. Oh, Crawford there bouncing the ball, looking like he's on the basketball court.
Yeah.
But able to hang on to that one and get a couple yards.
Friendly home field bounce is what we call that. And it bounced right back in his hands. And Malachi Potts says, why couldn't that bounce into my hands?
Here we go. Set up now on 2nd down just outside the 10-yard line for Eau Claire Memorial. Giving that one to Crawford. Wow, what a burst there. Very patient up the hole, but Central again making a great tackle, stopping him short of pay dirt.
Well, but into the second level. That's kind of how he excels. Tackle by, I believe, number 57, Theo Walls. But again, that offensive line, Oberding, Schultz, Hoyak, Boise, and Reinke. Wow. They're doing a good job to open those holes for Loyal Crawford.
Crawford now going up the middle looking for yet another touchdown, and he gets to the end zone. Another quick possession here for Eau Claire Memorial. Their offense has been on fire tonight. That's going to be 40 for the Old Abes, and let's see if they bring out Kent for the kick here. Otherwise, maybe they'll try to put up 2.
65, Hank Bosie with a good block, and on the left at the left guard. Now, does it change the script? Does it change the play calling? How do the Red Raiders react to being down 40-28 here in the middle of the third quarter?
They're able to respond with a big pass play there during their last drive, but there's another 2 points. Crawford getting to the end zone quite a bit. It's like a second home seemingly this season, and we got a 42-28 score under 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Unlike my team when I played where we couldn't find the end zone, he has a knack when he gets near the end zone. It's like you said, his second home.
It's a crazy touchdown to carry ratio does Crawford have.
And keep in mind, he is a junior.
He's a junior. Yeah, he'll have a whole nother year to put on a little bit more weight and get on and off the field a little bit to see what he can do before going to Madison to play for the Badgers. Tomorrow, again, as Terry had mentioned, we'll be here for Logan Eau Claire North. That'll be at 7 o'clock when that live stream starts, so make sure to tune in for that. The playback for that game will be on Saturday night beginning at 6. And then don't forget, next week we got West Salem at home, and for Game 1, Fenimore at Aquinas Game 2. You can always subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's where you're watching us right now. If you're tuned in on YouTube, subscribe. Make sure that you get that bell notification for updates when we are live. And we also post a lot of our content on there, too, including Terry's Seven Rivers Sports Show, which airs on KQEG TV on Wednesdays, but you can always catch it on our YouTube channel for playback.
Actually, it's on Wednesdays, Thursdays, I think Saturdays and Sundays, right, Jess? So it's not broadcast 5 or 6 times.
Well, if we throw it up on YouTube, it could be broadcast any time of the day, any day of the week, any year. It's a great platform for us to be on, and we're happy to bring this great local action to you. Here comes, I believe that's Herlitzky.
It is, trying to find that seam up the sideline, but Peter Voigt, number 1, starting cornerback, senior, denies Fleming, or check that Herlitzky, some good yardage.
Again, if you're just tuning in, the score, 42-28. Central knows how to put points on the board. They just came off a drive where they had a big pass play touchdown, so don't count them out just yet. We still got 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. We got a lot of football left to play. As Johnny Davis sets up Fleming now on the motion, and we got another flag here in Central.
Well, the 2 flags, the umpire and the side judge, and 3 flags, and the white hat. So they probably got it right then if all 3 flags
You'd hope
so. Please don't go to bed tonight and get up in the morning and call me and say you criticize the officials, because I'm not. I'm just being somewhat sarcastic.
Fleming coming around now, a little bit of a slant play, and there's Thompson. Not really getting a lot of action. That's his first catch since the first quarter when he had a big pass play.
Yeah, started the game and put Central in the lead. Ethan Van Grunsven on the tackle played well in the first half, and his first tackle here in the third quarter.
Giving some of those yards back are the Red Raiders. Now 2nd and 11, 5:30 to go here in the third quarter. And got trips out to the right now. Kind of like a bunch-looking formation.
Changes the play, does Johnny Davis.
Thomas in the left, and that's where Davis is looking. And again, just kind of throwing cross body, unable to find his man. And we got another third down for the Red Raiders offense.
Running for his life. And who's breathing down his neck? Easton Tock, the 5'9" junior.
See what they got drawn up here. 3rd and 11 now for the Red Raiders. By the end of this game, Davis is going to have probably 50, if not 60 pass attempts, it seems like.
Well, he had 30 the first half, and he's going to have to ice down his arm tomorrow.
Here we go. Looking for his brother Jordan. He's locked in. Oh, my goodness. How did he come down with that? Jordan Davis.
Well, the window, in case you can't see it watching this live or taped, I mean, the window was about like a thimble, and 3 purple jerseys around him, but Davis just goes up and sheer determination and willpower caught it.
Wonder why. Why does Johnny go to Jordan so much? Why does he look his way so much? That's exactly why.
Makes
perfect
exactly.
sense. Looking to the sideline now, fresh set of downs, and again, Central looking to capitalize on that great play by the Davis brothers. Fleming in motion.
Oh, did he leave early? Close.
Ooh, there's the legs of Johnny Davis looking to stiff arm his man. He gets a first down there.
The motion by Fleming was close to turning upfield prior to the snap, but
Davis not taking off too much in this game just yet. 7 carries, 159 yards.
Moves the chains by himself just because of his instincts and not throwing a bad pass.
There we go, Fleming in that motion again. And Davis again looking to Make some room. Going deep now to Fleming, and oh, just over his head.
Again, scrambling for his life. And think about this. The longer you hold the ball as a quarterback, the harder it is to play defense.
Right.
And yet Memorial has done pretty well in that aspect.
Yeah, they've been sticking with their mans that entire time. Defense breaking down a little bit. Fleming just looked like he got lost a little bit out there, but nonetheless, here we go. 2nd down and 10. In motion is Johnson. And Davis now needs to make something happen on his feet. He's looking to create some room. Stiff arm there. Oh, what a dodge there. And another first down for Johnny Davis.
You know what we got is a hold. And that play will come back, fans. That was, I didn't see the hold, but where the yellow flags are is 90% of the time a hold.
Now, judging by the reaction from the sideline and the fans, you'd think that they were looking for a call on Central there, and I think Central even knows that they're walking back now. That's what you see a lot of times, too, when those plays break down like that. The offensive linemen, correct me if I'm wrong, Terry, kind of doing everything they can to try to save their quarterback, and sometimes I guess that turns into grabbing a jersey or two.
Well, we talked about as a play develops and the length of a play, it's very hard for the defense to stay with their man or stay in their area or focus, and it's equally difficult for linemen. That's why you do indeed see a lot of those penalties in that situation.
We got a 2nd and 22 now here for the Central Red Raiders. Still got 4 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter as they look to respond to Memorial's constant scoring is what it seemed like thus far here in the 2nd half. And Davis is just going to take off right away, try to get some of those yards back. Gaining so much ground there on the ground and almost getting back to the line of scrimmage there. We're going to have about a 3rd and 10.
Tackle by Garin Garley. That was not anything, there was no option on that play. In my view, it was just designed for Davis to find a running lane and go.
You have to think
very simple.
Still got a lot of time left in this game, but you have to think with how consistent Memorial's offense has been. Central's kind of looking, they're kind of getting close to 4-down territory here. Let's see what they do. We got another flag. Nice defense there. That's Tanner, but let's see what the flag is over here.
I think the flag is turning up field early. Now, yeah, that's what it's going to be, I believe.
They're going to decline that, and we're going to have a 4th down and 11. You kind of wonder what the Red Raiders are going to do here. Do they give up good field position and punt away and hope their defense can stop what's been a very, very hot Memorial offense, or they try to go for it here and
that's
close
what it
this
is.
gap?
That's what it is. It's just I believe the motion man turned it a little early, which is a little strange because the official on this side called it, and the Central player was on the opposite side toward the other wing official. Again, you don't see that very often, but probably saw something that his crewmate didn't.
Coach Service is going to keep his offense out on the field now. Let's see what they have. And there's not a lot of 4th and 11 plays.
Down distance plays. Of course, teams work on just that, though. They script their plays based on down distance and time left. Let's see what.
4-man spread here. Davis is looking for his brother. Not a lot open. He's going deep, though. That's Peter Fleming, and he throws it out of bounds, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Peter Fleming just no room on that sideline.
Now Memorial is going to take over with great field position. 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. We still got a lot of football left to play, so don't tune out just yet. Let's see what the Red Raiders can do here on defense. Their 2nd quarter was pretty good. They made quite a few stops that 2nd quarter, so let's see if they can turn it up a notch here and try to give their offense some help. As Johnson heads out with a backfield consisting of Crawford and Van Grunsven. Going to Crawford now, the ever reliable, and again just able to, great blocking, big lanes, and is able to explode through every lane.
Just put yourself in the place of the second level for the Central Red Raiders, linebackers, defensive backs, trying to bring him down when he has a full head of steam up. That's a challenge.
Junior is Crawford, and 6 foot 190, but he has got a lot of power. He knows how to run with his legs. We see that a lot, especially with his breaking of tackles. And getting in the backfield right away.
Boy, there's the defensive play of the game for Central right there. Ethan Shepard, 5'9", sophomore. Did I get that right? Making that hit?
Yep, that's correct.
In the backfield?
Number 50, it's Ethan Shepard getting back there. Great play by the youngin.
That's talk about reading a play so well. Wow.
It's a key defensive stop, as you mentioned, Terry, for the Red Raiders as they're down now 42-28. 2 minutes to go here, though, in the third. Plenty of time.
Not only did he penetrate, Nick, but he finished. He wrapped up.
Here we go now. Johnson looking to pass. He's had a couple pretty ones, and he finds his man, but we've got another flag on the play. I think I saw a referee looking in the backfield there, so let's see what he's got here. It might be holding. And you're not mistaken, folks. It is still the third quarter, so if you're joining us for this stream, it is the third. Jesse isn't sleeping on the job. We got a lot of football left. He said not yet. He might be soon enough.
Penalty holding against the Old Abes, and that reception, I believe, number 86. We haven't called his name yet. Devin Butler, 6'4", senior. There's a big frame. Made a good catch, but it won't be in the paper tomorrow.
It's going to be a 2nd and 26 now. Central getting exactly what they needed here on defense. Let's see if they can still make the stop, though. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of opportunities for Memorial to give the ball back. And you know that even staring 2nd and 26 in the eye, they're still going to be looking to do, not give that ball back. Here we go. Set up now. Crawford to the right of Bryson Johnson, out to the left. In motion is Piper. And Piper will get the ball. Gosh, he's got some speed, doesn't he? Oh, what a tackle, though. Goodness.
It was a great tackle, but you're right about, I was watching his breakaway speed down the sideline, his second gear, and I believe I was watching the run. Malachi Potts ran. Now there's good closing speed too, by a kid that's 5'9", 240 pounds.
3rd down and 14. This is a critical play in this game for Central. They need the ball back. And here comes Johnson now. He's got some room in front of him, but he's going to keep looking down the field. Deep pass. A wide open Jack Piper. Oh, what a play. Just getting behind the defense, sneaking by, and Johnson just showing that seniority, able to keep his eyes down the field and find his man wide open.
I think what made that play so special is he moved the pocket. He opened up his field of vision. He waited and waited and waited and waited until his receiver got open, and a perfect strike.
We haven't seen that from Bryson Johnson enough this game. He has the talent and the skill to do that. They've just been so many other players making spectacular plays, but Bryson Johnson once again showing why he's the starting quarterback for this fantastic Eau Claire Memorial team, and looking to give that to Crawford up the front, and able to
get to the second level again, and my goodness, gets right near the end zone. Ethan Shepard, part of the contingency to bring him down, but not until he gets good yardage again. We're closing in on the end of the third quarter, and a score here by the Old Abes makes it highly difficult for our Red Raiders to come back.
But if there was a team that could come back, it might just be the Red Raiders. Up the middle to Crawford, and he's in for another touchdown.
And it was not a challenging touchdown at all. He, again, number 50, Ethan Shepard, tried to stop him. But with that speed and initiative and lowering his shoulder and power, no matchup.
48-28 our score. We've got 22 seconds to go here in the third quarter. We still have a whole nother quarter to play. Central's going to get the ball back here. See if they can put some points on the board quick, make a game out of this.
Now, we hope you stay with us. And we're going to have a break here in a minute at the end of this quarter, so if you need to get your pajamas on, go ahead, get them on, and then come back and watch the fourth quarter.
Nighttime with Terry and Nick. There's the field goal or extra point. There's another point, and maybe you could, cozy up by the
you don't want
fireplace,
maybe?
Or
well, don't turn the fireplace on. Just make believe it's on, because you'll need it in another couple of months, but you don't need it yet. We got a big week this week with all of our kids coming home for Labor Day. We have 15 grandkids and 5 children, and they always come back for Labor Day holidays, and then we go out in the boat, sit around, and we have a fire pit in our backyard and talk smart.
Sounds like a good way to spend a weekend. It's the meeting of the minds. That always can be quite a bit of fun. At UW La Crosse, for those of you that are there, it's move-in weekend, so a lot of the students will be coming back. So it'll be a very busy time around UW La Crosse's campus. So if you're out and about in the La Crosse area, maybe a place to avoid for traffic reasons. But nonetheless, it's going to be a fun weekend, a nice weekend for a lot of people. Labor Day weekend's always a great time to catch up with family and friends.
Do you think 3rd Street will be pretty busy this weekend?
Yeah. I bet those bar owners are pretty excited. They're pretty pumped.
Well, of course, for those people that are 21 and older.
Obviously, yeah. I didn't know that would need to be said, Terry. Okay, we're not party animals like you going down there.
In case you were wondering, it was 18. You could drink beer when you're 18. When I was in college. I didn't know that, but a lot of my friends told me that.
22 seconds to go here in the third quarter, and here comes Herlitzky. Let's see what he can do. And just kind of into a few purple jerseys there, and here comes the Central Red Raider offense. You know that they're going to have to do some up-tempo scoring here if they're going to get back in this game.
I think 2 words that don't need to be said, but will be reinforced by the coaches. 2 words as we end the third and go into the fourth. Don't panic. Red Raiders. Don't crumble. Don't self-destruct. Don't give up. Don't point fingers. Don't blame others.
Thomas in the backfield. They give it to him. Right up the middle for a few yards there.
It was a nice run. DJ Thomas, we've talked about him a little bit last week as a sophomore, 5'10", 165 pounds. Played a lot in the second half.
And had a good game at that. Thomas, 4 carries, 73 yards, a touchdown. We'll see what he can do in the fourth quarter as we take another break. Eau Claire Memorial up 49 to Central's 28. You're watching KQEG TV's Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
Join the party at the Arterial Bar and Grill. Stop in and meet the new owners. This is still the place where people come for a delicious meal and reconnect with friends. Specials? You bet. Friday it's fish, Saturday slow roasted prime rib, Taco Tuesday tacos for $2. Wednesdays get a basket of wings for $2.50. Choose from 13 different sauces. Great appetizers too. Now serving breakfast Friday through Monday from 8 to 2. The Arterial, a La Crosse tradition. Why not make it yours?
Welcome back to the KQEG TV Game of the Week. Nick Ragnar here with Terry Erickson. We are at Carson Park in Eau Claire. A gorgeous night for football. The lights are on in this beautiful facility, and we're going to see what the Red Raiders can do here, down 49-28 to a really, really good-looking Old Abe's team.
It is a gorgeous evening. I don't know if the Red Raider fans and players would necessarily think that, but we do.
Davis looking for Fleming yet again, and there's an overthrow, and the great coverage again. We talked about that a little bit at halftime, but Memorial is doing a great job of just sticking to their man and really just pressing every receiver that Davis has at his disposal.
Their defensive coordinator has done a great job getting this team ready, Bobby Diaz, but that time just a walk away, what they call in the world of defensive coaching, make you put your linebackers out in a walk away position and take the back one-on-one. Look at that.
Here comes Davis now. He's going to, a nice little break to the outside now. Oh, and trucking over his defender. You know, they're down 21 points, but Davis ain't playing like it. He thinks they're going to come back and make a game out of this. He wants a W here tonight, and he's really showing it on that play.
Well, you know, people look at spreading the field and running the spread offense to kind of get single coverage and to highlight and showcase and take advantage of your gifted receivers. It's also to open up running lanes.
Oh, yeah.
And that's exactly what happened there.
Davis now handing off to Herlitzky, just going straight up the middle.
Nice play call.
Yeah.
Nice play call right up the middle, as you said. Garen Garley on the hit. This linebacker, senior at 6 foot.
Herlitzky, just a sophomore. As you had mentioned, Terry could be taking over the helm at quarterback next season, so keep an eye out for him. He's lining up in the backfield now, so he'll get some carries. Kind of running into a few defenders there. He had a great game last week as well. 2 touchdowns on the ground did Herlitzky in that second half effort against Eau Claire North.
Trying to get the first down, a little bit short. And we have a stoppage of play. Is that equipment or is that a pen? I guess it is a first down.
11-10 to go here in the fourth quarter. Still quite a bit of football here in Eau Claire. It's been a very electric, fun game. If you're tuning in kind of late, don't let the score fool you. It's been a lot of fun thus far. As Davis on the play action fake there, and no, we're going to get a bunch of flags here.
There's the value of a straight arm, though. Irregardless of what happens on the play, the penalty, a great use of a straight arm by Davis.
And they might call a face mask here. Let's see.
Could it be offensive face mask? Davis grabbing the defense's face mask? Is that what he's going to call it?
Face mask.
Nope.
On Memorial. Okay.
I did not see that, but that's a good call for the Red Raiders offense. Give them a yardage, but is there some indecisiveness on where to take the ball? It appears like it.
Not exactly sure what they're arguing here. If you're sticking with us here on this late night, we appreciate you tuning in again. I can't say this enough. If you are watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that bell notification too to be notified of when we do other live content and put other great shows up on the channel for you to view and see and join us for. We also do quite a bit of basketball coverage in the late fall, winter.
Red Raiders, by virtue of that penalty, they're in the red zone.
Now it looks like we got a timeout here. And I think with that, I don't know. Want to take a break, Jesse? Let's take a break, Jesse. We're going to take a break here in the fourth quarter. 11 minutes to go. 49-28 your score. Eau Claire Memorial up on Central. We'll be right back.
At Boyers, we have a great selection of furniture.
At great prices.
And great personality.
We'll be the judges of that. Love seats, great. Prices, great. Personality, so-so. Sofas, great. Prices, great. Personality, so-so. Recliners, great. Prices, great. Personalities, and...
But I'm your grandpa. Can't you give me a break?
All judges' decisions are final at Boyers Furniture.
Please?
Mix 96 and 107.3 La Crosse. I'm Reed Magnum.
And I'm Chelsea Lynn, and the feedback from 107.3 has been amazing.
You guys have been awesome. Now, if this is news to you, what is 107.3 FM? 96.1 FM, still playing Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, Ariana Grande, but 107.3 FM can now listen to in and around La Crosse. We got a tower right across the river, sends a signal directly into La Crosse. So if you're in La Crosse or around there, 107.3 FM.
Welcome back to the KQEG TV Game of the Week. They just had Cotton Eye Joe on the speaker, and Terry was up here dancing around like he was 15 again. It was actually a pretty hilarious sight to see. I wish we had the camera turned over here.
Oh, in my mind I was dancing. That's about it.
And there's a pass to Jordan Davis and unable to come down with it.
Good double coverage by the Old Abes on a streak route, which turned into a little bit of an outside fade.
Now, again, I mean, you look at what we're showing you here on our broadcast. You know, you look at the visitors section across the field, maybe even the touchdown end zone section over here, and it doesn't look like there's that much of a crowd, but we got a lot of fans here on our side of the stadium. It's pretty packed. People are sticking it to see this game. And
now, if you watch that from beginning to end, it was a little bit of a high snap, but Davis was able to juggle it and make something out of what could have been disaster. How many quarterbacks can do that?
10:46 to go. You heard it. First down for the Red Raiders, and they're looking to put 6 on the board, but it looks like we've got an injury. That's number 51. That's going to be Jackson Ranke, the senior D lineman, and
two-way starter, right tackle, defensive end. Hope that's not serious.
Going to need to take some time here for the players, and with that, we'll make sure that you're tuning in for our first coverage of the UW La Crosse Eagles football team on KQEG, the season opening with Concordia, Saturday, September the 7th. We'll have it live online at kqegtv.com. That's going to be a 1 o'clock kickoff. You can always watch it the following Tuesday night at 7 on KQEG TV. As the Red Raiders now setting up with their first and goal, looking to put another 6 on the board. Herlitzky in the backfield, sticking in there since the fourth quarter started, and they're going to do a little bit of a play action, and Davis is going to get another touchdown.
Easy touchdown. Ran behind number 77, Julian Goldstein, the 6'1 senior, with a great block on that nose guard.
Still got 10 minutes and 43 seconds to go here in the fourth. If you're tuning in on the live stream, we got some time. we got some time still in this football game. And looking for that 2 points. Nice little slant pass there to Jordan Davis. He brings it in, and
single coverage, play action, and yeah, it's 17 minutes to 10 on my clock, and just grab yourself a cup of coffee so you don't fall asleep and watch the rest of this game.
Yeah, stay up with us.
That's what I do. I'll be stopping at my favorite Quick Trip store, the nearest one to Carson Park here, and so I can get home without falling asleep or running into a deer or something like that.
Yeah, we saw 2 little deer on our way here, so they're out tonight. They're ready to wreak some havoc. I don't know if we're gonna stop somewhere. And looking at our drive, Luke looks like he wants to stop. Oh yeah, he's ready to go. He's giving us the giving us the okay. The driver is.
Well, is that Jesse? Now usually Rick buys for everybody, but since he's not here, you probably will, right?
What do you say, boss? Are you gonna be buying us something on the way home? I'm a spendy date. I like my coffee with a lot of stuff in it, and I like a real tall one too.
You got a company. Don't you got a company? You have a company credit card, don't you, Jess?
Oh, that's great.
Oh boy, gotta have a little fun here as we are watching the Red Raiders kicking off, and 49-36. I'm not I'm not calling game yet. That's for sure.
No, I think when we looked at it, when we entered the fourth quarter, there was a chance there, but they moved down the field in just a couple of minutes, and if they can get a quick stop here, get the ball back and score again, we might have a ball game on our hands. There's a little, almost like an onside kick there.
It was an onside kick and well-designed. I like the concept, but I believe, recovered by number 8, Kelvin Tanner.
Realization for Central must be, and don't want to kick it to one of those two in the backfield. And, at this point, with how the game is, they're only going to get a win if they get a stop on one or two sets of downs. So,
not real, excuse me, Nick, not real difficult to kind of visualize and predict what the Old Abe's are going to do, and that's keep the ball on the ground. Try to move the chains.
Central did a very good job of stopping that offense on their last drive, but here goes Crawford. Gosh, it's so hard to contain him. Out of bounds he goes.
Davis knocks him out, or he would have had another touchdown.
And again, we've talked about this all game, but you look at what Memorial's been doing. I mean, Crawford gets the headlines, and his stats are the ones that are going to be in the paper tomorrow, but he had a lot of open room there. Their line did a great job in blocking and opening up the lane for him to explode.
Well, he got to the edge, and he did not get touched until he had that significant gain, and Davis knocks him out.
Out of bounds he went, so the clock stopped at 10:35. Let's see if the Red Raiders can stop them here. This is probably 4-down territory for the Old Abe's. Here goes. That's number 23. He's been having a phenomenal game. Van Grunsven.
On both sides of the ball.
Yeah, that's right. Malachi Potts on the stop there, and we got a 2nd down and 6. Clock rolling, 10 minutes to go here. Central Red Raiders down 13 to Eau Claire Memorial, and what's been a pretty electric game thus far. Lots of big plays on both sides of the ball. Great defense, though, too.
Malachi Potts had a tremendous game in the defensive line for Central.
Van Grunsven and Crawford both in the backfield with Johnson, and they're just going to keep that on the ground again. Crawford spinning to the outside. Ooh, great wrap up there.
Jeez, great wrap up is right. Number 57, Theo Walls right there, along with Gunnar Wilcox.
We'll have a 3rd and 6 now, and I'm not exactly sure on Tyler Kent's ability to how far out he can kick a field goal, but regardless, Red Raiders are going to need to get a couple of big stops here if they hope to make anything of this game. As you'd kind of mentioned, Terry, though, next week they open up conference play against Toma, so you have to be thinking that's also on their minds a little bit and getting ready for so important MBC play.
3 seconds on the play clock, too. Timeout. Memorial seeing that the play clock was running to 0.
On our break, Terry, while we have some time here and talking about the MVC, why don't you give our viewers a little bit of a preview, what you kind of expect after the first week of action as we enter the second week of action? What I know we kind of talked about our prediction as far as who might be at the very top, but what are you kind of thinking?
Well,
Sparta, Toma, Logan, some of those other teams, Aquinas.
Well, I think Toma's regrouping with an entirely new offense, big change. Brad Pluger putting in a different concept offensively, and they have a lot of young players. Depth may be a question. Sparta, I don't know what to say. They scored more points than maybe in the history of football at Sparta, but if not close, with 60 points or so against Black River. I don't know what to expect there. It was probably a combination of how good they are and how maybe Black River's struggling, but I think they could be a surprise. Logan, their depth is not where it should be. But they may surprise some people too.
Here comes Eau Claire Memorial, 3rd and 7 now, 9 minutes to go. They're going to go to Van Grunsven, trying to get to the outside, and he makes a man miss. They got to make a tackle here. Jordan Davis does, but he's creeping close to that first down line, and
he did a lot of that on his own. Beat the Central defense to the edge, but then as Andrew Teff, but then as the defense collapsed, he continued to fight for additional yardage. making it a very good, easy, not easy, but a play that first down. Manageable is the word I was looking for, first down.
Still got 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go here. 4th and 2. Stop here gives the Red Raiders the ball pretty far back in their own territory, but let's see what happens here. It's to Crawford. Nice cut, and he's going to be close. He's right on that line. Let's see where they spot the ball.
May have gotten stopped by Theo Walsh with a good rep.
Oh yeah,
tackle.
I think that's gonna be Red Raider ball. Yep, and they're signaling the offense is coming back on. Got 8 minutes. Let's see what the Red Raiders offense can do. They still got 3 timeouts left, so you think they march down the field, put up 6, and they could possibly get another defensive stop. We still got a football game, folks.
Yeah, that could be. That's a critical stop there. Central, of course, in a New York minute can put points on the board.
Herlitzky in the backfield now, and they're keeping him up the ball. He's breaking up the middle. Big run there for Herlitzky. Oh, and just securing the ball. Smart by Herlitzky. Looked like he had a lot of room here on the left side of the field, but nonetheless, he makes a big play for the Red Raiders here in the 4th quarter.
Number 7, Mitch Voller on the tackle, but Memorial thinking perhaps pass, and the Red Raiders fooling him with just a explosive dive up the middle.
Well, Herlitzky really making it happen for the Red Raiders. What a great run to start things off, and they're giving it right back to him.
What a good play call is what it was, too. Kevin Colburn, the offensive coordinator, I like that call, and give it right back to Herlitzky.
Herlitzky has looked great since coming in at running back. Looked great last week. Really just carving out a role for himself on this Red Raiders offense. Davis dropping back to pass, looking for his man Thompson, and just that one going through the hands a little bit there. And got a 3rd and 7 minutes and 25 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter, but Central's knocking on the door here. A score here makes it a 1-possession game. They still got all their timeouts.
I thought Thompson was open, but Ethan Van Grunsven just closed well and timed his deflection.
Well, Van Grunsven's been on him all game. You have to think that was part of their game plan, and Herlitzky able to kind of make a nice, oh no, he was down.
Absolutely down.
A nice jolt forward, but stopped almost like a brick wall there.
He was down, but another great call by this good officiating group that we're right on top of that one.
You've been giving them kudos all game, Terry. Oh my goodness, they're going to buy you donuts tomorrow.
No.
Send you some flowers or something.
I don't eat donuts. I'm a runner. What are you talking about?
So here we go, got a 4th down here, and this is a big play. This is probably make or break for Central here. Looking for a little bit of a pitch play. Herlitzky, he's got to get that speed. He's going to be close. Oh, he's got that first down.
He ran right out of the tackle of Alex Krajewski.
Herlitzky's got some speed, and even when he was getting tackled and rolled around, it looked like he kind of put that football out, like he had that footballer's mentality to get the first down, and he does so. 6:46 to go here. Clock is running.
Some good play calls in this possession by Kevin Colburn.
Davis dropping back to pass now, looking deep for his brother Joe. Jordan Davis almost able to come up with that one.
Boy, a lot of pressure on Davis as he released the ball. I mean, he just got clocked by number 17, Grant Wolf. Grant Wolf, only 5'7", defensive line, 190 pounds. Broke through there, and fortunately, Davis got right back up.
6:35 to go here. It's 2nd down and 10. Davis back to pass yet again. Ooh, a lot of pressure there, but wow, what a smart player is Johnny Davis to the right side, and a tackle there. Yep, that's gonna be a face mask or a hit on the helmet or something. Those hands are pretty high up on Johnny Davis as he was making his way.
High tackle that the official indicates face mask, and that's what it is.
It's going to be another 15 yards, and Central is they're creeping up on that goal. Yep, they're down 13 right now, but that could be soon cut to 1 possession, and we'll have to see their defense
Well,
see how they can do it, but I guess I shouldn't speak too soon because they still got to put points on the board.
Well, by virtue of that penalty into the red zone, go the Red Raiders.
What a wild game we've seen tonight. Oh, my goodness. 6:27 to go. As we had mentioned, just a couple of minutes it took for the Red Raiders to march down the field, and now they're in the red zone, and Herlitzky up the middle.
Oh, wow. Was that ever a textbook hit by Garen Garley? Number 25 came out of nowhere, the linebacker.
Herlitzky, just a sophomore back there, but has played a key role on this offensive possession. And here we go, second down. Let's see what the Red Raiders can do. Davis looking fade for his brother. Double coverage! Trying to go up for that. Couldn't come down with it. Just under 6 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Third down.
Just a street pattern. Sprint down the sideline and see if we can get a jump ball. And good coverage by the Old Apes. 2 critical plays now. Third down in the red zone as we are just under 6 minutes.
Johnny looking back to his brother again. You can see his eyes on the field. Oh, and just missing his target there as the pocket collapsed. So we're going to be looking at 4th and 8 here. And Terry, you have to wonder, I mean,
well, this
seemed like that kind of those little options, those little the options, triple options, pitch options they were running were working so well. We haven't seen that on this.
Well, we always look for
red zone
key
package.
Key plays in the game, and this is, in all probability, one of them.
Here they go now. A lot of purple jerseys, and it's looking like Davis is down well before the first down line, and that might. I don't want to speak too soon. We still got 5:44 to go, but that might be your ball game, folks. As the hometown crowd on our side of the stadium letting their Abes know that they had a great defensive stand there in the red zone as the Red Raiders were charging down. And that, you know, Terry, I guess I don't have the stats in front of me. That might have been one of the only red zone stops that the Old Abes have made on the Red Raiders all game.
Yeah. They rose to the occasion on 4th down.
And here we go now with the Old Abes. You have to imagine they're going to try to run this clock down as much as they possibly can. Johnson keeping it here, following his blocker there, number 57, making some critical openings.
Well, we talk about the year of the quarterbacks in the MVC, but if Bryson Johnson, it's a senior returning starter for Eau Claire, is one of the better ones I've seen, and will be perhaps the all-conference quarterback in the Big Rivers. I mean, you talk about Crawford, you talk about Van Grunsven, and I mean, Bryson Johnson is quite the leader.
Nick Oberding, the lead blocker on that one for the first down. We are at 5 minutes to go here in the game in the fourth quarter. Nick Ragnar and Terry Erickson bringing you this KQEG TV Game of the Week. Thank you for joining us. Crawford now breaking up the middle. Oh, he's gone. See you later, folks. Nobody's going to catch him. Crawford putting another 6 on the board.
Running away from the white jerseys, running away from the officials who couldn't keep up with them. Of course, that's sarcasm. I wouldn't have been able to keep up with them.
How many more digs are you going to be taking on
well,
these referees?
I'm saying, if I would have been on the field and he would have been running, he would have run past me too. That's what I'm saying. I mean, the breakaway speed leaves everybody in the dust.
Crawford, he's got a lot of touchdowns. I don't know. He's got quite a few here tonight. I lost count. I think he has more than I can count too. I mean, the kid's been in the end zone like crazy. You know why he's a Wisconsin Badgers recruit. They're going to kick here Kent for another point to go up possibly 20 on Central. And right through the goalpost.
Pretty effective kicker. Wow. Now that could have been That could have been the score that completely deflated the Red Raiders.
5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll see what Coach Service has for his team. Maybe get some playing time for some of his other players. As you had mentioned, Terry, they'll be playing Tomah next week.
Well, it kind of depends upon, I think, this possession. My thoughts are that not to give in quite yet, 56-36. Perhaps put your starters in for a possession and see if they can generate something, and then maybe think about going to the bench. I'm just surmising what Coach Service may be thinking.
Herlitzky in that set to return here. A fantastic last possession for the Red Raiders. A big play to start them off as they were deep in their own territory, and helping that team march down to the red zone, getting stopped on 4th down, though, and then giving up that big play to Loyal Crawford. And Eau Claire Memorial hoping to go up with a 2-0 overall record with big wins against Central and Logan to open up their season. Kent now set to kick this ball off, and he does, right to Herlitzky, and let's see what Herlitzky can do with that speed. Busting to the outside. He's got a lot of room open over there, Terry, pushing his blocker and able to set the Raiders up for a nice fourth quarter possession here.
Run out of bounds by Jack Piper, who's played well on defense also, and out comes the Central offense, and I don't see any significant changes.
Fleming back in the backfield. It's actually been quite a long time since we've seen Fleming split next to Johnny Davis. He's been playing a lot of time in the slot. Really since the second quarter, he has not taken any snaps as their halfback. Davis looking back to pass. You have to imagine he's going to be looking deep, and he is to Fleming once again, and just out of reach. That connection just does not seem to be there for Fleming and Johnny Davis tonight.
Fleming on a street pattern, guard the principal defender, Peter Voigt, just slightly overthrown. Trying to get a home run on first down. Any hope for the Red Raiders needs to be on this possession. You give the ball back to Eau Claire, which will be about at the 4-minute mark, and that is probably it.
Doing a little jet sweep now to Herlitzky.
Herlitzky gets good yardage. It will be a critical third down and about 4.
And here we go, hustling back to line now. We are under 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in this fourth quarter. Just past 10 o'clock here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Game running a little bit late here. A lot of scoring, though. That's kind of why a lot of stoppages in play. Johnny Davis dropping back. Now let's see what he's looking for. He's looking for his brother Jordan there, and he's able to make that catch.
Just came back, he ran his defender off, came back, knew exactly where the first down marker was. Still life for the Red Raiders.
We are just under 4 minutes now as the clock continues to run down. Fleming in the backfield. We've got 3 receivers set. And here goes Johnny Davis trying to make something happen. Goes out of bounds.
Tried to run a little bit of a delay handoff. Didn't see that materialize, so wisely runs out of bounds. However, first good yardage on first down.
Porter Protaski is number 19 there at the bottom of your screen. Hasn't seen any balls thrown his way yet. We'll see if...
Big target at 6'3", sophomore. Again, his dad, a UWL national championship player.
Got a lot of just really great talent on this Central team that I think is going to carry them for a few years now. Davis now looking back. Looking to his brother Jordan there. Hey, nice shifty move there, going to the outside. How far can he go, folks? 21 to beat, and he does! does. That's going to be a touchdown. Davis to Davis. Great after catch movement there by Jordan Davis, and that's going to be another 6 for the Red Raiders.
Well, what do you say? I mean, they got that first down. Did the Red Raiders? They in an impressive drive. Didn't give up, and right back in the game.
That's a lot of Well, they get the 2-point conversion here, Terry. We're talking a combined 100 points scored in this high school football game. And we are also talking that Nick might need to take a nap on the way home.
You're not driving, obviously.
I'm not driving. I'm in the back seat. I got a full couch to lay down on. And oh, look at that.
Boy, an easy extra point run. The Red Sea opened for Peter Fleming.
That's a combined 100 points scored, folks. You don't see it a lot in high school football here in Wisconsin. Very big play game by both teams. We kind of knew that was going to be the case coming in. And, short of a couple of plays, I'd score. They might be down by 12 right now, but I think you could flip the script pretty easily if Central and Eau Claire Memorial maybe didn't have things go maybe their way with a couple of those.
One of the biggest
plays.
takeaways, and it's almost like a post-game comment, was the explosive ability of both teams to score like immediately.
Right.
Electric.
Yeah.
Like one play, and they're able to take it to the house.
Yeah.
That's just unusual.
Yeah.
To say the least.
But I think it's important, right? Like, it's important to also mention that I think the defenses have pretty much done all that they could. I mean, the defenses have looked – some of those individual players have looked fantastic in the roles that they've been playing. That's why you look at the scoreboard and you're like, wow, 100 total points scored. Is anybody playing defense out there? I think so. Just the offenses have also been that good.
That opportunistic, that electric, that gifted. There's players that are just showcasing themselves, not to me, but for some people that good effort again on a predictable onside kick, but didn't fool a number 8, and that was again Calvin Tanner, who's recovered both those onside kicks.
Probably had him up there, a little bit of hands there. 3:30 to go. Central still has all 3 timeouts, so we'll see what they decide to do here with. As I'm sure we could all guess, Memorial's going to be keeping it on the ground here. They've got some great running backs, a great quarterback. Can make things happen with the ball in their hands. Gosh, look at those linemen. They're just massive humans.
Yeah, what the Old Aves need to do, obviously, is get a first down or two and maybe even one first down and the game's over.
And there's Crawford now looking to end this one. Oh, he got... Again, that's what makes Crawford so good. He got wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, made one guy miss, made 2 guys miss, and he just got that. The
leading tackler for the Red Raiders is Andrew Teff, and he's got technique, he's got size, he can finish, he's got a spirit, he's got instincts. Yet Loyal Crawford ran right through him, the best defender on the Red Raider team. What does that tell you?
Clock continuing to roll here. We're down to 3 minutes. Handoff again to Crawford, straight up the middle, and again, just a nice chunk of yards. That's exactly what you want to see if you're Memorial, just chomping at the bit a little bit, and here the first time out from the Red Raiders with just under 3 minutes to go.
Well, not a surprise giving it to Crawford, and there's an old saying that kind of a metaphor that that I'm thinking about now, and that's dance with the girl you came from. You came with, excuse me, you came with. Dance with the girl you came with. Well, it's 7 minutes after 10, and I'm losing my thoughts here a little bit. Dance with the girl you came with. So that, and of course, the best dancer in the Spotlight Dance. Remember, I used to watch Dick Clark in the Spotlight Dance.
Okay.
And the key performer is Loyal Crawford, so give him the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Let him get you that first down and shut the door on this. What's been a electric game.
And he's got good ball security. Look at the way he carries the ball, and run the clock out and get home by midnight?
I mean, Loyal Cross, I mean, he's a junior this year, and he verbally committed to playing at Wisconsin as a sophomore.
That could change, but verbally
it could
committed.
still, yeah, he verbally committed. It definitely could change, but coming out and saying that he's going to play for the Badgers in a couple of years as a sophomore says that he's obviously had this, he's a very talented kid.
Obviously, they think so.
Here comes Johnson. Nice little fake there. That's what they were looking for, a spin move there at the end. And
trying to get his first down, but didn't get there. Another timeout, perhaps, by the, wisely used by the Red Raiders.
Yeah, they're not giving up just yet, as you had mentioned, as we had all seen throughout the entire game. If they get the ball back with 2 minutes, they could easily put another 6-8 on the board in a minute's time, and then all of a sudden we got it. Then
why get on the bus and take your timeouts with you?
Exactly.
I mean, that's foolishness. Use them. And it sends a message to your team too, as a coaching staff. You're calling timeouts. You're using them wisely. You're stopping the clock. You're just telling your team, fellas, we're not giving up as coaches. You don't give up either.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling them. You really measure the character of a player or a team. If this ends up being a Central loss, it's not the end of the world. It's not insurmountable in terms of gathering. It's not catastrophic. You measure the character of a team the next day in practice and the next game. Not everybody reacts like you'd like them to react. But I think the coaching staff of the Central Red Raiders can get the best out of them if they indeed lose this game.
Well, there's a toss to Crawford, and that's probably going to do it here tonight. 2:40 to go.
So, in the character of the team of the Central Red Raiders, I'm sure that they're not going to just pout all the way home and take it into the holiday weekend. They're going to pick themselves up, put things in perspective, look at the fact they have 7 games left, and then get into the postseason. And this does not derail their plans to win the conference championship.
Got 2:20 to go here, and Central will not use a timeout to stop the clock there with that first down. And they'll just run the clock down as much as they possibly can here with another handoff to Crawford as he looks to continue to pad that ever so impressive yards per carry average. Terry, we're pretty late.
He doesn't need much of a running lane either. It's kind of interesting when you look at this matchup. Last year, Central scored 44 points. The 4 previous years, Memorial put 47, 31, 47, and 34 points on the board. What am I saying? This matchup has certainly been indicative of putting a lot of points on the scoreboard.
Definitely want to make sure we thank all of our great sponsors: Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, UWL, Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, Arterial, Boyer's Furniture, Schumacher Kish, Citizen State Bank. Just a lot of great sponsors that help us bring these games to you. They also run some fantastic businesses. I mean, I could say something great about each one of these guys on here. They do great things not only for their customers but for the communities in which they are involved in, and we're so happy to have them as sponsors for our games. We also have some great action coming to you tomorrow when Logan is traveling to this very stadium. Eau Claire North, 7 p.m. The live stream begins. Be sure to join us there. And then next week we got West Salem Holman Game 1, Fenimore at Aquinas Game 2. You can get all the details on that by hitting up KQEG TV.
Players of the game after this play will share our thoughts on that.
Here comes Crawford again. Has a lot of room there. Is he going to get another touchdown? And he is. Another touchdown for Crawford.
Did that on his own, by the way. But players of the game, real quickly, I think Ethan Van Grunsven played extremely well. I'm going to put him in the mix. Give him many. But I think that as a group, the defensive backs for Memorial played extremely well. So I'm just sort of giving several awards out. Well, I mean, come on. Loyal Crawford, certainly one of the several players of the game for Memorial. But they're even better than I thought as I'm collecting my thoughts as we're ending this game. They're not the favorite after this game in the Big Rivers Conference. Wow.
I'd even throw Bryson Johnson had a couple of major key plays, especially with that 3rd and long at the end of the 3rd quarter and connecting with, I believe it was Piper down the field in order to set up another touchdown for Memorial when we were still in a pretty close contest. Really, that whole team has played just phenomenally. Terry, you could probably pick any one of those players for player of the game. It's hard not to when they put up 62 on the board.
Absolutely, and I think they're just their whole defensive scheme, their defensive coordinator, Bobby Diaz, put together a good game plan. I mean, overall, they're well coached. So on. But wait now, the Central Red Raiders are equally well coached, and you showed that their character in not giving up, coming back in the 4th quarter and scoring, and then just now the Red Raiders, the Memorial Old Abe's answered with a exclamation mark. But Johnny Davis looked good again. He'd be 2nd week in a row. He's up there into our player of the game discussion. Any thoughts on that for any other Red Raiders?
Yeah, I really liked the play from Herlitzky tonight. I got to say, when he came in really in the second half and made some really key, really big plays as a sophomore, I really liked how he looked. Great game. Jordan Davis had some phenomenal plays as well, split out wide. So on offense, I think that's kind of been pretty key. But as we talked about, too, quite a bit throughout the game, we'd mentioned Malachi Potts had a pretty nice game on defense as well, just kind of
oh, my goodness.
Great tackles.
Definitely my defensive player of the game. And I'd like to sit next to Ryan Bott in a discussion, breaking down the tape of this game, looking at it slow motion over and over again and see what the deficiencies were. Because giving up 62 points to a well-coached defensive unit that is pretty solid is a little stunning to me.
Yeah.
And so certainly there's a cause for concern giving up that many points. And I can't put my finger on exactly why. Perhaps the tackling technique would figure into one of the components of giving up that many yards. But I'm sure that will be addressed. And you'll see some significant improvements next week at Holman. And, of course, Memorial playing Rice Lake, getting into their conference schedule the rest of the way. I'm looking forward to following them in the media and seeing how they're doing, because that's the last time we'll see them this year.
Yep, well, it's been a phenomenal game, folks. Long one, but definitely worth it. Thank you so much for keeping up with us and watching the game as the Old Abes make their way on the field and the Red Raiders do as well to exchange pleasantries. We are going to leave you for the KQEG TV game of the week. Eau Claire Memorial 62, Central Red Raiders 44. For Terry Erickson, Jesse Von Ruden behind the ever so awesome stream and recording, and Luke Saunders, our main man over there filming. He's got shorts on still, man. This guy is freezing his butt off, and he's working super hard. For all the crew and everybody back home, thank you so much for joining us. You've been watching the KQEG TV Game of the Week. We'll catch you next time.
You've been watching the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. Tonight's game featured the Central Red Raiders and the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes. The High School Game of the Week is made possible by our sponsors, like Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is their business on Southwest 2nd Avenue in Onalaska. Schumacher Kish Cremation and Funeral Services in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. Boyer's Furniture, quality furniture at affordable prices on South Avenue, La Crosse. The University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. Surround yourself with distinction. Surround yourself with UWL. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist on La Crosse's north side. Citizen State Bank, a banking experience like no other, with locations in La Crosse and Onalaska. And the Arterial Bar and Grill, a tradition in La Crosse. Why not make it yours? Thanks for watching high school football on KQEG TV and KQEGTV.com. You've been